episode number 436 live. Let's go. Welcome to YTD Academy, episode number 11. It is our third of three season 3 premiere shows, and man, oh man, has the beginning of 2023 been hopping with epic matches. We've already got feuds firing up. We've got rivalries rearing their ugly heads for the past, new rivalries forming. We have new superstars emerging in YTD Academy, starting to get opportunities on the main roster, and the main roster itself is already setting the squared circle ablaze. So it has been an amazing 2023 already, and it's going to be an amazing year, first and foremost, altogether. Man, do we have some great things planned. We've already got our next stream preview set to take place. We're going to talk about that in just a little while. We have our next stream preview coming up end of the month, and it is going to be a thrill ride. But before we get there, we got tonight, the third of 3 season 3 premieres. 2022 was fantastic, absolutely epic for the Archivers, both on Twitch and here at the Shark Tank on YouTube. But 2023 is going to be so much grander on such a more epic scale. And before we get started talking about anything further, we're going to invite, of course, our co-host with the most. Ladies and gentlemen, One Woozy TV is here for episode number 436. Welcome, Woozy, to the broadcast. Appreciate you being here as always. It is so great to have you back in the hot seat, if you will, and feeling better, looking better, sounding better. I mean, Woozy and I were just talking about it. I say he's already looking like a stud. Now he's sounding like a rock star. He's just getting healthier and healthier. We're going to have ourselves a new Arnold Schwarzenegger on our hands before long. He's going to be creating pumping iron videos. That, or he's going to be taking people out in the bar with pool sticks for fun just because he can stand longer than 20 minutes. Look out, people in the bar. Don't be giving him any booze. I mean, he's a former alcoholic. You get him going, he's going to grab those pool sticks. They're going to suddenly become nunchaku. Good Lord. You can't do that, Woozy, just so you know ahead of time. You will get in trouble for that. That is called assault with a weapon. Assault with a weapon, sir. I mean, you can pretend, you were just showing them a pool trick with 2 pool cues in hand, wielding them around like swords, but I don't think they're going to buy that. I'm just saying, just ahead of time, piece of advice.
Was it with the kneecaps?
Yeah.
I was just showing you some self-defense.
Right? And drinking their beers as you swat them out of their hands on the way. Juggling beer and pool sticks, taking people out left and right. Good Lord, it's like a scene from John Wick, except for it's Woozy. But, I mean, how dare you have such visions? That is ghastly. Why would you want to hurt people like that? I mean, a game of pool is fun. A couple beer to turn it into a seat of John Wick 3. Good God, man. But anyways, we do have
I could think about that in the Archiverse, so there's that.
Oh, speaking of the Archiverse, I should probably have my dashboard on before we get too far in, because I will forget,
That would be helpful.
Yeah. Well, it's easier to pay attention to the chat. Just saying.
Remember on YouTube, not Twitch.
Alright, there we go. Sorry, what'd you say again?
Just remember on YouTube, not Twitch.
Oh, okay, got it. Now, are you going to be streaming yourself again soon? Now, I know you were on a stream today. You were doing some online wrestling earlier today, but are you going to actually be streaming from your channel anytime soon? Any shows we need to know about that we can tune into?
I'm going to try and start next month.
Try not. Do or do not. There is no try. A wise green man once said that. I mean, he was right about a lot of things. If you look back on the history of the people that didn't listen to the little green dude, it didn't turn out well for them.
No, does it ever?
Not to mention, you don't want to get sliced in half by a lightsaber. I mean, that's not fun. Why you're fighting in anybody with a lightsaber, I don't know, but that's neither here nor there. Alright, so anyways, we have a good show tonight. We have 9 matches in total tonight, Woozy. 7 of them are title matches. Of course, we've been testing champions on Wrestle Wars, Starrcade. Now tonight, YTD Academy's turn for our third of 3 season premiere openers. So it is a chance for people to step up and try to dethrone some champions as Season 3 is just getting underway. I mean, we're just scratching the surface of what's going to be a fantastic season here at the Archivers. I've already been thinking, believe it or not, oh, good God, yeah. I've already been thinking about Slammiversary 3, and I know that is 11 months away. But I don't know why. I just can't help it. I mean, Slammiversary 2 was... I don't know if you went back and watched it, Woozy. If you haven't, you do want to do that. What a fire show. What a fantastic time that was. So many people celebrated the year with us. Just an absolute amazing, amazing time. You'll have to go back and check it out for sure. But I mean, it's been a great time and all. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Glenola, our other co-host with the most, has now joined the broadcast. Welcome in, sir. We appreciate you as always. Our... one of our pillars of the Archiverse, if you will, a staple. We used to say staple, but staples can be plucked out. A pillar is a monument that stays erect longer than 30 seconds. I don't know why I had to throw that out there. Oh, sorry, Christian. I mean...
Oh, wait, no, wait. That's Christian Cole in a Royal Rumble.
No, I know. But I may as well apologize ahead of time because he'll eventually hear this. I blame Glenola. I mean, it was his influence upon arrival. I'm sorry, I apologize.
I did nothing.
That's... Nobody asked for your opinion, sir. Nobody asked...
Hey, Woozy. Hey, Archer. Hey, everybody.
What's going on?
YTD land.
Oh, see, we were just saying, like, 2022 is so good to the Archivers, both on Twitch and here on YouTube. This year is going to be so much grander. We're going to have so much fun. People are already showing up here tonight to check it out, and people are going to probably be bouncing in and out, doing the thing. But we have a great show planned, though. I was just telling Woozy we have 9 matches total, 7 championship matches, because third of 3... Season 3 Premier Openers, all champions being tested. So it's going to be a very interesting evening. We have Kyle Riley going to be debuting a new look tonight, so that's going to be fun. Turns out that apparently the Professor Poindexter also going to give us one of his new iterations. I guess tonight's YTD Academy is no different, apparently. It's going to be the new Wrestle Wars. We're going to have Cosplay Epicenter coming to YTD Academy. Yay, that's fun. It is not funny. That's YTD Academy was supposed to be free of the craziness. You know, it's supposed to be the development center. You know, developing champions, not cosplay participators.
Well, I think Poindexter has proved pretty much that you
and I swear, if he shows up as Archer Dex, I will ban you. And Woozy, both. Gaslight, because Glenola put that out there the last show we had. He said he was going to show up as Archer Dex. That's not. He has said that before too. You should not put things like that out there.
Why not?
You know what he's capable of. You know it is insane. Actually, the entire Wolfpack is insane. Woozy, did you know? Were you? I can't remember. Were you here Friday night? Woozy, you were here for a bit Friday night. Was it Friday or was it Wednesday?
I
can't remember now. But Wolfpack has and the Saverins have officially overtaken Starcade. Yeah.
I was here for the beginning of Starcade.
Yeah, what a crazy night it was too. A lot of crazy things going on. Great show, fantastic time, but craziness always. It was a fantastic show. But I've been looking forward to tonight. Again, I enjoyed my time here at the Shark Tank. And we always have great shows, but tonight is going to be an epic night for the beginning of the new year for YTD Academy. We've got champions from both Wrestle Wars and Starcade here ready to roll. Some of them are already champions over YTD Academy, so I mean it's kind of hard to avoid that. But we've got up-and-coming superstars that are going to be taking to the squared circle tonight and looking to further solidify themselves as future stars. And of course they're all looking for homes on the main roster, whether it be Wrestle Wars or Starcade. So it'll be interesting to see what goes down tonight, that is for certain. Distinct Cone in the house. What's going on, DC? The VIP of Archer's Army. But yeah, what did you think of the season 3 openers for Wrestle Wars and Starcade, Glenola?
Oh, I thought it was great. Of course, Wrestle Wars went really well, but Friday night was full of surprises.
It was, yeah.
And one of the best matches, and this may sound conceited because well, my wrestler
Oh, here we go.
And I could
But-
about to laugh.
You had the Iceman, Christian Hart, versus the Wolfman, versus the Soul Man. And
I mean, to be fair,
match
that was a
off
hell of a
the
battle.
hook.
Oh, yeah, it was.
A
You know what, though?
submission elimination match.
Yeah.
Once again, the Wolfman made the Iceman submit.
He did. And to be fair, I mean, I was actually pretty. It was a cool moment when Severn won the world title.
Yeah, for the second time.
The second time only in Archerverse history. Yeah.
We were actually looking at that, Uzi, and the Soul Man is not, or the Wolfman has not held that many titles.
No.
No, he has not.
You know,
He's certainly turning the page for that story, isn't he? I mean, not even just with himself. And you know what the problem is? Here's the problem. There's copycats everywhere, right? Now, they're never going to admit to being copycats. They want to be the alphas. But, I mean, the Wolfpack has influenced people like, for instance, the OG invaders of the Archerverse, right? Team Dogface from the Doghouse coming over here, invading, stealing titles. It has been absolutely insane. And then, of course, the Wolfpack, the homegrown terrorists. They influenced all. It is not funny. They are crazy. Hey, look what they did to Starrcade, man. I mean, are you not glad they're not on Wrestle? Actually, you're part of Starrcade. You don't care, but I mean, they took over the whole goddamn show. Show. They even not only. Yeah, I was gonna say not only did they take over the show, they bought out Vinny K. They own the goddamn show. Huh.
not just Arcade.
What?
Think about it.
I don't know what you said.
It's not just Arcade.
Well, I mean, they
How
are part of
much?
they are part of Wrestle Wars, but they're not strong enough to ever
No.
take over Wrestle Wars. Sorry, that'll never
But
happen.
technically, what percentage did Archer own?
Well, he still only owns 49.5. Yeah, I know they own majority shares. But I mean, if they're following the same guidelines as previous, you know, they of course get some say with YTD Academy, which you know separates the moose from the pack, if you will.
Emoji
It's
actually a herd, but whatever.
Shelter in, chill you
The
I want the
Wolfman
world
wouldn't
to know.
use that. Against you, Archer.
I'm surprised Archer never bought out Vinny K a long time ago, but I guess he always thought that competition was good for business. I mean,
He just didn't expect it to become
he
that
did. Yeah, he
competition.
didn't expect it to become that competition. To be fair, but surprise. Surprises are good. Competition, good for business.
I can't remember any more.
But anyways,
academics.
yeah.
Emoji rolling on the
Um,
floor laughing.
So anyways, what's been going on, Woozy? Anything new exciting?
No. Let's see here. I've not won the lottery yet. I have tried.
Not win the lottery.
I'm still losing weight.
Yes, and how is that going?
It's going fantastic.
Fantastic. And what are we up to now?
It's still 50 pounds.
50 pounds? Fantastic. And what do you think the main change has been? Like, obviously you're getting out and doing more things, probably exercising. Did you have to, obviously you probably changed your diet a little bit.
Oh yeah, I wasn't eating. I'm not eating only twice a day.
DC says, Archer, can I complain about Glenn? Yeah, you can, DC, if you would like. I mean, I really don't have a problem with that.
I'm portionizing my food. I'm only having one serving.
Fantastic. Because a lot of the times, it's not what we're eating, it's how much we're eating of it.
Correct. And then for my lunch, I'm only having like one sandwich compared to 2 sandwiches.
Excellent.
I've cut back on my soda intake. I am now
It's a big
drinking
one,
water.
I think we all try to deny that, but it is definitely a big one.
It is. I'm now drinking Gatorade Zero and water.
It's amazing, Woozy, it really is. You know, I think I speak for everybody that when we say that First of all, we high-five Dad, right? Dad's the influencer in all of this. Dad's the one making all this possible, and Dad's the one that's pretty much changed your existence over the past few months. But I think I can speak for everybody. I think everybody would say that they're proud of your accomplishments, sir. That is an absolute awesome feat. I mean, it's not an easy thing, and it takes courage to do what you're doing. It takes bravery and courage to do what you're doing, and you're doing it. You're not trying. You are doing.
No.
Trying doesn't lose 50 pounds. Doing loses 50 pounds.
I went from eating a 2-bag of party-sized Cheetos a week to eating once a week.
I couldn't see.
That said, how does that
really
make you feel that
think
you
is
did
unfair,
that?
Especially when I have
I
to
feel
hear
fantastic.
myself.
I feel like a whole new person.
No, I mean to hear yourself how much you used to eat. When you hear, now that you've changed everything and things are going along so well for you, when you hear yourself say, "Oh, this is what I used to eat on a plate full of food," how does that make you feel when you hear that? When you hear yourself say that, because everything is so different now. You're
disgusted.
right. It's crazy, right? To think.
Like, why did I let myself do that to begin with?
Right, and I'm sure there was depression in there and stuff like that. We always have something to blame, right? But at the end of the day, it's a personal choice. We always, it's easy to say, "Oh, I got depression." Food is comforting, right? But the problem is we know we don't really believe that, and we know you don't really believe that, right? Nobody really does. We just say, "Oh, okay," because you don't want to offend somebody. If that's what they say, that's why they're eating. Then that's why they say they're eating. But the real reason is they chose to do that.
I'm good.
They're depressed. Yes, have some issues in life. Absolutely, but it wasn't the problem that picked up the bag of cookies.
No, it was a person that actually picked them up.
Exactly. So as soon as they realized that, like you did, life changing, right? Life changing.
Yeah,
Awesome.
literally, I left Arizona with 4 bags of chips. I came to Illinois with 2.5 bags of chips.
DC says he is rating you. Well, I couldn't see. I really think that is unfair, especially when I have to go here myself. I'm good just blaming me. What?
Emoji clapping hands. Emoji clapping hands.
I mean, technically, he didn't actually raid. He invaded.
And thank you, DC.
Invasion of the Granolaverse.
For what I even do.
And of course, the Archerverse loves the Granolaverse. We love the DC verse, the Woozyverse, the Turretverse, the Coolverse. We love all of our verses because our community, that's another thing. Man, 2022 saw some really, really cool and great people come to the Archerverse, and that's exciting, isn't it? Isn't that exciting? Some people coming to YouTube, people on Twitch. We're getting new followers on Instagram. We're getting new followers on Twitter, and also on PlayStation. Now it's just to integrate everybody together into one area. You know what I mean? It's about pulling them in. So we have to try harder to do that. So we have to put on better. There's no bitter. No bitter. Bigger and better shows to make sure that they have a reason to continue to invest and come in and watch, whether we're on Twitch or we're here at the Shark Tank. But
welcome in, Golden Gamer 7676.
Golden Gamer. What's going on, GG?
This, of course, this year starting off, we see this big change with Woozy going on. And I congratulate you on everything so far, Woozy.
Thank you, Granola.
But last year, you think of the change in Woozy.
Sorry, I'm late.
When he first started out with the Archerverse, and we could hardly hear him. He was
like
so
his meek little big mouse.
Yeah.
Emoji shark.
And now
Emoji
you can't shut me the fuck up.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was great.
Right? He even plays games with his former stalker.
You're not late.
I mean, the things that have changed from the beginning of 2022 to 2023.
Elbow cough.
But
happy to be here.
And I mean that's in itself. I think that was an amazing thing.
Yeah.
And then of course, the community just like I said, it's growing and. But it's still that same awesome family community.
And I like I always got to be
Stay woozy.
Auden Klein, I'm here. Sorry I'm late. You're not late. You're right on time. Matter of fact, we haven't even started the. Oh, that's Life, right? Yeah. How dare you use a different name? I'm still getting used to the different names. I should ban you.
Hey, Chopper, how's it going?
But anyways, yeah. I think that. What was I going to say? Life. I noticed Life was in the chat and I interrupted my own thought. What were we talking about? DC says, yeah, I'm a Glen alien. How dare you, DC?
Stop calling. Goodbye.
Glen aliens are ghastly, disgusting little creatures.
Decided that's the new name for my community. The Glen aliens.
The Glen aliens. Terrific. Absolutely horrific. Oh, anyways, what I was going to say is you're not late. You're right on time because we haven't even started the show yet. We're still having our discussions. We haven't even hit the dirt sheets, but at this point, we'll probably just start the show before we hit the dirt sheets. Right now, we're just having a little discussion about 2022, some of the things that have transpired, including some of the very cool events that happened with, say, One Woozy TV. Glenn, if you want to recap what we were discussing with...
I also have more to discuss about my adventure.
Oh, go for it, Woozy. We don't want to hear it.
He bought a brothel and he gets laid on a daily basis. It's disgusting. You don't want to hear it, Glenn, because we're not... No, go ahead. Absolutely. Tell us more good news about Woozy because, it's fantastic and we're proud of you, so we want to keep hearing all of your progress. You tell us.
Well, when I left Arizona in November 10th or 11th, I do believe, I left with 4 bags of chips, and within the 3 or 4 days it took me to get here, I came back with like 2.5 bags of chips.
Wow, you still have them?
No.
I was gonna say I don't suggest eating those now. They probably
No, it took me over a month to eat the rest of my chips.
That's great.
Fantastic. Because that'd be a single sitting. That'd be like a one stream snack for Woozy in the past.
Yes.
Dump a couple bags in a bowl. Way to go. Order those chicken nuggies.
Fuck the bowl. Just eat out of the bag.
Just dump the bag right in your mouth.
Let's go, Woozy.
Gargle some chips.
But I can honestly say I don't eat out as much as I used to.
That is super awesome.
I don't eat as much as I used to.
Yeah, look at the chat. Woozy's proud of you. You are Woozy. I hope you're proud of yourself. But DC's proud of you. Life is proud of you. Golden Gamer, proud of you. We know Glenn's proud of you.
Yeah.
Now,
I am going to say, even though you were talking about how you've cut down and everything, now that you're up in that Woozy City, you have to try Chicago deep dish.
I have.
Good God, yeah, you do.
That's just one of those must-haves.
You know what? You know who else has a badass deep dish pizza? I don't know if you guys maybe it's more of a because we're close to them or whatever. So, I guess we're close to Chicago too. But Detroit style deep dish pizza is really good too.
I don't know if I consider Detroit deep dish.
Well, the way we were given it, it's deep dish. It's
okay. But
and thank you, Arden Klein. I appreciate that.
The other thing you got to try in the Midwest, especially Illinois, is the horseshoe.
Horseshoe
is where the horseshoe originated.
You don't
That's
beat Chicago on
a hamburger
LOL.
on bread, fries on top, and then smothered in cheese.
Oh, stop! Making my mouth water.
Oh, that does sound good, though.
I hate to do that to you, Woozy. I really do, because I don't want to sabotage you. But Illinois.
All right, well, you guys are talking about this, and right before we just get the show started, I'm just going to make a quick trip to the facilities and come back, and then I think at that point, we should just get the show underway. We'll talk about the dirt sheets when we get the show started, I'm thinking, at this point. What do you guys think?
Let's do it.
Sound good? All right, so I'll be right back. Continue what you're discussing. BRB.
And there's a place by me, or like an hour from me. It's called Billy Boys. Have you had there?
No, I haven't. I've heard of Billy Boys, but I've never been there.
They make the best ribs.
Canada thinks they're so great.
My
with their
dad-
pattern, and
my
I'm sitting
dad
here
makes the
like,
best ribs.
have you not had cheese curds?
Well, that's the thing. There's a lot of great food in Illinois.
Yes, there is.
But I want to say the name of the restaurant you really want to go to for the pizza is Giordano's.
Oh yeah, I've
On
been
the
there.
south side? Okay. That's the one.
I
That
knew-
is like...
I know what you're talking about. Also, Fasano's.
I don't know that one for sure.
Rosati's.
But I always think back to Bobby Flay going in. One of his shows he did was he'd go around different places and try to beat them with their signature dish. He went into Chicago to Giordano's, or however you say the name, and tried to beat them in deep dish pizza. They had a Chicago Bear, a local TV personality, and some other big, Chicago personality. He wasn't going to win no matter how good his pizza was.
That's so true. Because Chicago has the best pizza places in town.
Yeah.
There's nowhere that can beat it.
I have returned.
Welcome back, Archer.
So what was the what did I miss on the discussion? I believe we were talking about pizza.
Yeah,
Just kind of talking about the best place to go.
Oh, okay. Now, what do you consider
and
the
he's
best
actually
place?
been there.
Now, are we talking in Chicago, period, or are we just talking in a specific
yeah.
area, or?
Let's see if I can pronounce it.
Welcome back, Archer.
Giordano's.
Thank you,
Welcome
DC.
back, Archer.
Yeah,
Please
Giordano's.
stay safe.
Thank you, Life.
When you're talking deep dish pizza, that is Chicago deep dish pizza. Right?
I'm sorry, what was it called again?
Giordano's.
Giordano's, okay, so it's obviously like what, either Italian or Greek, I would assume.
Italian.
Is it Italian? Okay.
Yeah, and it's on the south side of Chicago.
South side of Chicago.
But, at least that was the original.
Alright, so, before we get any further discussion underway, what do you say we get episode number 11 of YTD Academy underway, and of course the third of our 3 season premiere openers, episode number 436, live and on the go. You ready?
It's showtime and go time.
Alright, it is showtime and go time. Let's go!
Wow, tape out. Ugh.
And here we go! Episode number 11 of YTD Academy, and we've got 9 matches, 7 championship matches, and it is going to be a thrill ride of an evening. Are you guys ready for the action?
I am ready.
Fantastic. We're going to get the first match of the night underway in just a few moments. Now, again, those that are maybe newer to joining us here over at the Shark Tank, there is no betting lines over here as of yet. We have not yet monetized on YouTube, therefore we don't have certain tools at our disposal. But the good news is we will monetize in 2023. The YouTube channel is exploding with YTD Academy being the main reason. Actually, the main reason is you guys. The secondary reason is actually YTD Academy. My apologies. That was an incorrect statement. But here we go. First match of the night, ladies and gentlemen, is an elimination matchup. It is the Eliminator, aka an Elimination Chamber matchup. And look at the villains in this matchup. We have Nathan North taking on one of the newcomers to YTD Academy. The Gladiator had a Successful debut not too
Also
long ago.
including the contract
We
for
have
Demon Killer.
Damian Dallas. We have the Gooner, Luke Ballmer. We have, of course, Mnemonics. And actually, I forget the middle gentleman's name. He is newer to the roster as well. Give me a moment. I believe it is Taylor Jones. Is that correct? I believe it is Taylor Jones. Anyways, newcomer to YTD Academy, also had a successful debut. If it is who again, I'm getting used to some of the newer. There's so much talent. The influx of talent lately just pouring in. I'm still getting used to some of their names. But we'll get used to their names soon enough because they are going to be live tonight. And, of course, tomorrow we'll have some YTD Academy dark matches leading up to the second episode of Wrestle Wars for the new year. Tomorrow night's going to be an absolute thrill ride. You don't want to miss it. 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live over in the land of purple, a.k.a. Twitch. And it is going to be a fun evening. Woozy, if you're free, do feel free to join the broadcast.
If I'm free, I will be here.
Fantastique. Always good to have you. You are, of course, just like Glenola, a pillar here at the Archiverse. So and when you're gone, people do take notice, and you are missed, so it's good to have you. As is Glenola. People always miss Glenola when he's got an evening off. So, but yeah, good to have you back.
Happy to be here.
Here we go. First match of the night. We got Nathan North, the Gladiator, Taylor Jones, Mnemonics, Damian Dallas, and the Gooner, Luke Ballmer. And of course, this is the #1 contendership match for the YTD Academy Grand Prix Wrestling Championship. So the winner of this matchup is going to get a big push into the limelight. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. It should be a banger of a match. Out of curiosity, of course, who do you guys think might win this matchup?
Good vibes, Joe. That's okay, Joe. Hope you're well.
Now we know the Gooner has been a champion already. So there's that to offer as far as breaking down what each superstar thus far has accomplished. Most of the newcomers, like Taylor Jones, the Gladiator, they're so far undefeated in their careers.
Is Boss Apollo here?
And there is Damian Dallas, one of those newcomers I was speaking of. Has already had a couple of matches in YTD Academy.
Good seeing you,
Take
Joe.
care of yourself, Joe Link.
Have a good rest.
Get some rest.
All right, Joe Link, you have a good night. Appreciate you stopping by either way, my friend.
Good vibes, Boss. Thanks, Doc.
Boss Apollo's in the house.
Hey, boss.
What's going on, boss?
Weighing in at 274 pounds.
All right.
Bad Boy Dallas.
Boss King.
There's more heavy metal enveloped
Boss
in this
King.
ring than
I thought it was
there
Boss
ever
Apollo.
was.
It is Leo King. I read Boss, didn't realize it said King beside it. But he said, is Boss Apollo here? He is not. As of yet, anyways. I'm not saying he won't be. Pretty beat from working, kind of being on and off, sleeping my day off, might crash and fall asleep. Have an amazing show. Well, that was nice of him to stop by before he hit the pillow.
Y'all are going in my pocket because
I agree, and I found this article that from 2 days ago.
Okay.
CM Punk back at the gym amongst minutes reports of potential AEW return.
AEW return. Well, that wouldn't surprise me. I mean, Glenola, myself, and a couple of other people not long ago were actually discussing whether or not that whole thing might have been one big giant work. You know what I mean? But maybe it wasn't, and they're just simply trying to make it water under the bridge.
So it says here CM Punk is back at the gym. The Second City Saint has been absent from AEW programming ever since his injury at All Out back in September of last year, which was then followed by an incredibly controversial media scrum in a backstage brawl that got Punk as well as the elites and other members of the roster suspended. The latest report on Punk was that he was willing to return to AEW and do business, but everything is still up in the air. Punk did respond to Dax Harwood, begging for everyone to make up and think of the bigger picture, which you can check out here. See, I'm not gonna check out there because you guys can't check out there. Along with some other tidbits on the story of a Punk's gym photo, this is a good sign that he is healing nicely from a shoulder injury that he sustained during his world title matchup against Moxley. Check out the photo below. See, I can't because I'm not going to.
From Venice Beach, California.
You always get caught up reading those little side blurbs when you're trying to read the articles, I know. I do it all the time. Here's something interesting from F4WOnline.com, and it was Ian Carey that published it. It's WWE WrestleMania 39 breaks largest gate record in event history. 99,968 tickets have been distributed for the event as of January 2nd, 2023. 99,960. That's just shy of 100,000, and they'll probably break that. That's insane, right?
It is.
So it says, WWE says WrestleMania 39 has already broken records. The company sent out a press release on Monday stating this year's event has broken the largest gate record in WrestleMania history. WWE NYC, WWE today announced that WrestleMania Goes Hollywood, WrestleMania 39, which will originate from SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles across 2 nights, broke the company's all-time gate record for any WrestleMania despite having yet to announce a single match. The previous record announced was 17.3 million in 2016 at WrestleMania 32 at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. The record gate comes on the heels of unprecedented ticket sales demand for WWE in 2022, in which it produced the highest grossing gates of all time for Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, and Extreme Rules. Clash at the Castle, in which marked WWE's first major stadium show in 30 years, was the highest grossing event in company history. As of last week, WrestleTix is reporting that 49,584 tickets, 3,164 available for resale, have been distributed for WrestleMania Night 1. 50,114 tickets have been distributed for Night 2, with 3,246 available via resale. If WWE has surpassed a $17.3 million gate for the event, that would put the average ticket cost at around $174, depending on how many tickets have been sold in the past week. Currently on Ticketmaster, the cheapest ticket available, the get-in price for Night 1 is $120, with seats in rows 2 and 3 still available for over $7,400. The cheapest ticket available for Night 2 is $138, and the most expensive available in row 3 for $7,400. The cheapest ticket available for Night 2 combo to the event is $261. The most expensive is $7,345. So, you know, the combo package is quite costly, but I assume you would probably go in with that on some folks, right? Unless you have that sitting in your wallet. Other than that, the $123 and the $261 for the 2 nights or whatever, I mean, that's not that bad. You know, that's not that bad. Now, mind you, you're probably not front row or anything, but who cares? I mean, if you've ever been to a show, I mean, these days you know that you don't really need front row tickets anymore. There's Titantrons all over the place. You don't miss a thing at all. Doesn't matter where you sit anymore.
You don't know.
Nope, doesn't matter where you sit anymore. It should be, you know, it's just fun to be there. So don't worry about getting great tickets. Just grab some tickets and go. You will enjoy yourself, whether you're in the supposed nosebleed section, which doesn't really exist anymore, right? To whether you're down in the front row. Now, you're going to have, obviously, a better time in the front row for different reasons. But, I mean, overall, you're still going to have such a great experience. There's nothing like a live pro wrestling event. and I had a great time each and every time I've gone. So, including a couple of WrestleManias, my most fond memory, of course, is still, obviously for reasons Lola and some others would understand, but WrestleMania 6. Warrior versus Hogan was an epic experience. And still, I remember when I left that place, it was hours before I could hear properly again. It was so fucking loud. I mean, the hype and the energy, the electricity started before the announcement, before their theme music's even hit. People were pumped. You could feel the energy. Like, literally, you could feel the energy. I'm not even exaggerating. But then when the music hit, the place just literally... Good thing they had opened the ceiling on the dome, because they would have blown the shit out of that ceiling, because oh my god, the decibel level. But it was such a fantastic time, such a fantastic experience, and you're never going to see Hogan Warrior ever again. So I mean, you know, Rock versus Hogan was almost as loud and every bit as epic for different reasons. But yeah, what a time, what an experience. Hours though, not an exaggeration. It was hours before I could hear properly again. I would only imagine that. I mean, how far down the street you could have heard that event that night? Because again, it's what used to be called. Well, everybody in Canada still calls it the Sky Dome. We don't give a fuck who owns it. But the dome, it retracts. The ceiling retracts so they can open it, and it was open that night. But because they had fireworks going off, everything else. So it's. But what a time!
Yeah, it's kind of like the Mark over in Moline, Illinois.
Yeah. Well, I think
WWE's been there many times, but and they've gone through different owners and keep changing the name. But you tell anybody up there, I'm going to the Mark. They know where what you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, you can fact check this really quickly, but I'm fairly certain there was over 70,000 people there that night. So just imagine, and these are, you know, Hulkamaniacs and Warrior fans at their prime. So I mean, it was.
See, that was number 6.
Yeah, WrestleMania 6, Sky Dome.
I'm going to jump off for the night.
All right, Woozy. Well, thanks for being here. Appreciate you stopping by. You have a great night. We'll talk to you tomorrow night for Wrestle Wars.
Have a great night. It's 67,000.
Oh, 67.
78.
Okay, so it was less than 70,000. So I stand corrected. Thanks for the fact check. I appreciate that. But still, that was a lot of people chanting and yelling at the top of their lungs. You know what I mean? So imagine that. So if you can imagine that, times that by 10, and you've got what it was really like. But it was so awesome, so awesome. The hairs would stand up on your arms, man. If you're like part ape like I am, I'm pretty sure I'm direct descendant of Neanderthals. To be fair, I'm probably what people think. It wasn't a goddamn Sasquatch. That was me going by your window. I apologize. But. No, but seriously, the hair stood up on your arms, man, the back of your neck. It was just like oh my god, it was, and I've been to other wrestling events. It's not like those are the only two, but nothing like that. It would have been great to get Clash of the Castle, because apparently that was a thrill ride.
I've only been to one event. It was a house show in Bloomington, Illinois. But I'll tell you what, Kane was there.
Ooh, you know, it's always a good show when Kane's in the house. You ever know?
It was a small area. You know, it wasn't a big show. But they started that music. And like you said, the hair just stands on your, stands up.
It does, yeah.
Yep. It's such an eerie thing, And, that was quite an event.
Now, which version of Kane was it? What year was it? Sorry, did you say?
This was actually right about the time, I believe it was just after him and Daniel Bryan broke up the tag team, or just before they broke the tag team.
Oh, okay.
So it was around that same time as him and Daniel Bryan. Because Daniel Bryan was there too.
Nice. So now, was that when they were Team Hell No? And Team Hell, yes,
I think right at the end of that
time frame.
you know.
Snorhawk 64. Welcome in, Snorhawk. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, Snorhawk. And Cone, I'm sorry I'm boring you with my story.
Boring her with your story.
Well, she put it snore.
I believe she was talking to Snorhawk. To be fair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I believe.
What?
So here's some interesting information for those AEW fans out there. This is again F4W Online. This time by Paul Fontaine. We've read articles from him before. So AEW Rampage Battle of the Belts 5. Apparently ratings went up for it. The show is aired as 2-hour live programming block on Friday night. That's terribly worded.
I'm not even listening.
Who edits these things, I wonder? You ever wonder some of the articles you're reading, who the hell edits them? So anyways, sorry, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, well, think about some of those lists I've tried to read. My brain exploded.
Yeah, right? So Friday night's AEW Rampage on TNT averaged 551,000 viewers for the first episode of 2023. That's up 17.2% from the previous week, and is Rampage's second highest viewership total since September 23rd. That's good. So, I'm always, me and Blue and a bunch of us, we're always shitting on AEW. We don't really want to see the demise of AEW. What we'd like to see is a better product. We want to see a product that's not so consistent on trying to compete with bigger promotions that are just going to continuously outdo them. Worry about just putting on a good show, developing talent, putting homegrown talent too. Stop hiring people from other companies that aren't going to move the needle for you. Spend that money in proper places. Give us back what you started when you first started out your company. That's what we want to see. We want to see AEW succeed.
I have high hopes.
Me too. Right, me too. I'm just saying it's misconception that we don't like AEW. We do like AEW. We'd like to see AEW succeed, thrive, grow, prosper. But if they continue down the path they're on, they're simply going to end up faltering and failing, much like ECW did, much like TNA did, much like Impact Wrestling is starting to make a bit of a comeback. They're of course the next iteration of TNA, but WCW, they've all tried the same thing. That's why I was so surprised when AEW just started going down the same paths. It's like, what, we're trying to relive history here? I know people always say they want to relive the Attitude Era. I think too, though, because a lot of people maybe I think it's mostly casuals that would like to see the Attitude Era return, because most of us diehard pro wrestling fans, although we loved the Attitude Era, there was a lot more wrong with the Attitude Era than was good. We just didn't focus on it because the amount of superstars that blew up, and there were some great storylines, and they kept us captivated, and we sort of ignored the fact that so many superstars were put off in a corner and not given opportune time and opportunities. So, but
one of the things I like about the Attitude Era is almost that anything goes mentality. Now it's just they have to stick to that PG bullshit that. Really, when they went to the PG era, and I understand why they had to do it. I mean, it was purely a business decision. Kmart told them, well, we'll make you this deal, but you have to do this.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
At the same time, it got a little bit boring.
Yeah, you know what? And you know what else I was actually just saying, and this is concerning WWE programming, but what gets boring is the fact that they still have a 3-hour show. I really wish, what I would like to see is NXT profile. If they're going to continue to have a 3-hour show, I'd like to see them have another NXT show, but it begins before Raw begins. So you get an hour of this new NXT programming, which would give more NXT stars time in the limelight. Some on NXT, some on, at the or SmackDown, whichever they decide to hold that. And then when that show ends, you immediately go right in to Raw or SmackDown.
I'll tell you what I'd like to see, and this goes back to the Attitude Era and the Monday Night War time frame, but the separate, Monday Night Raw followed up by Warzone.
Yeah, that would be cool. Like that same idea, but utilize NXT stars.
And what they could do with that, with that too, is you can have your with some of the, shall we say, more family-friendly aspects, and then you have Warzone with that just brutal,
Yeah.
And kind of work both angles. I just covered myself, and I know I'm probably
well,
the minority there.
No, you're not actually by far, because actually both networks that, of course, have deals with WWE for Raw and SmackDown, Fox being one of them, they've been pushing for an edgier product for quite some time now. They just, they're slowly, right, you can see, if you're watching current WWE program, you can see they're slowly pushing the boundaries, so they are getting ready to hit that new era. But I said it before. I even liked changes after Vince McMahon had left, and now, of course, he's back on the board of directors, and people are still making all kinds of assumptions about that. But we can probably talk about that later. But I think that, I don't know.
I'm just trying to figure out when the Wolfman crossed over.
When the Wolfman crossed over?
Yeah. Well, looks like Vince McMahon's going to be selling.
Oh! Good God. Good God. You already own WCW, now you want to own WWE too? That is savage. Okay. That is just pure greed, sir. But, yeah. Here's another article I was going to check out at the beginning of the show, and I forgot. It's kind of... So it's F4W Online, this is Ian Carey again. So it's Kurt Angle apparently says his 11-year-old daughter saved his life during a drowning scare. Angle was on vacation with his family in Florida, so we're just going to check that out. So Kurt Angle says he almost drowned recently during an episode of the 54-year-old detailed the story of flipping over on his jet ski while on vacation. His 11-year-old daughter, Juliana, having to come to his rescue, Angle said. We went to Miami, Florida. The temperature was 80 degrees. We spent so much time on that beach. They had a wonderful pool at the hotel. It was a blast. I actually took my kids jet skiing. My first kid I put on the back for me to ride them because they are too young to drive themselves. I put her on the back and we went out, and when I went to make a turn, I slowed down and stopped. I wanted to make a turn, and I didn't put the accelerator on when I was turning, and we flipped over. We went into the ocean. Thank God my daughter is like an Olympic caliber swimmer. I even had the safety vest on, but I wasn't working. I was still sinking. I can't swim, so I'm in trouble. I couldn't get above water. I was going under. My daughter kept her composure. The jet ski got away from us. It was like 50 feet away from us. She didn't know whether to go to the jet ski or to put... or to me, but she came over to me and saved my life. She pulled me over to the jet ski. She swam 50 yards with me in her hands. I couldn't get myself onto the jet ski. My arms are so weak now because of my neck. I can't push myself up, so now she's putting her hands under my ass and pushing me up onto the jet ski, and she got me up there. Then she jumped up behind me and said, "You know what? You just saved my life." Angle also spent some time on the podcast talking about his reasons for taking part in WWE shows from Saudi Arabia in 2018. He said the main reason is money, money, money. When you go to these places, they spend a lot of money. The fans didn't pay for it. The government paid for them. Everything was paid for the wrestlers, the WWE, and all the fans. The country, the government paid for everything so fans could enjoy themselves. The paychecks are very generous. And that's the end of that article. That was a very abrupt ending to that article.
Wow, yeah.
But isn't that awesome, though? I mean, right? Way to go, Juliana. I mean, that's fantastic. Yeah. I mean, apparently an Olympic caliber swimmer, but to save the life of her dad, and of course, fans all over the world will appreciate that. He's one of the most popular wrestlers of all time, so way to go. Awesome. I mean, he's obviously proud of his daughter.
Mm-hmm. And I do have an article I found here. From today.
Wait. Are we down to the Gladiator and the Gooner? We've been so busy talking, I forgot that we were even. I think we're down to the Gunner, Luke Bomber, and the Gladiator here. Wow, one of these guys are going to be #1 contender for the YTD Academy Grand Prix Championship this coming Sunday night. Wow, it's the Gunner. He did it. That is it. That is all, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of the match and new #1 contender to the YTD Academy Grand Prix Wrestling Championship from Team Luke the Gunner 94. The Gunner Luke Bomber is your victor. Congratulations, Luke the Gunner. I mean, what I saw of it, that was a great match, but again, I didn't see the whole thing, so I was a little surprised when I turned my attention back to the screen. And lo and behold, we were down to the Gunner and the Gladiator. But you know what? Congratulations to the Gladiator for making it to the down to the last 2 participants in that eliminator matchup. You know? Mm-hmm. Now, I wasn't implying everything. It's funny that the Gunner won, because in the beginning when Woozy was still here, I did say, now let's remember the Gunner has been champion before. And I wasn't implying anything, and he did happen to win. But, again, for anybody new, we do not know the outcomes of these matches, I assure you.
Yeah. Actually, a lot of times we were all, well, Friday night, did you and I get... No, I had one right Friday night.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
I had the Wolfman. Beyond that, I don't think I had a single match right.
I did not have... I try to remember if I had any right. I know I didn't have a good night as far... Because I remember at one point I said, anybody betting, do not listen to Glenola and I. Because our track record is ghastly. Ghastly. We need Mad Chatty back. I'd love to see if he can still pull off what he used to.
Yeah.
I should get a hold of him. I should message him and have him come for an evening. I just want to see if he still has that magic touch. Because if he does, we all need to start playing the lottery. We need to be working with Mad Chatty and maybe even giving him a piece of that pie if we win. But next match tonight, ladies and gentlemen, matchup number 2. Imperium versus the Coalition. This is going to be one hell of a slobber knocker. These two teams, of course, have had matchups and rivalries over the past year and have had slobber knockers, barn burners, and everything in between. Tonight, they continue that rivalry. It is an 8-man tag to brag elimination matchup, and it is going to be one hell of a thrill ride. Glenola, what do you think about this match? Who do you think takes this match? Do you think Imperium? Because, I mean, Imperium's been impressive, too. I can't look at the Coalition just because they are my team and say, you know, guaranteed they're going to win. Because I'll be honest.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the Coalition, but I think it's going to be a hell of a match.
I was going to say, I'll be honest, it's no walk in the park for the Coalition. The Imperium have proven themselves time and time again. And I figure they'll continue that same path here tonight as they look to overthrow the Coalition. And can you imagine if they were able to do that? Man, would that ever put them in? That would put them in contendership without a shadow of a doubt for tag team titles. If it doesn't do the same for both, because, I mean, let's face it, the Coalition takes out the Imperium again. That's pretty impressive when the Imperium was on such a run in 2022. So, there's that too. But, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the Imperium versus the Coalition 8-man tag to brag elimination tag team matchup. Let's go!
Hey, Punisher Gaming.
Hey, what's going on, Punisher? Punisher's in the house.
You missed one match. Luke the Gunner won the #1 contendership match, I believe it was. Elimination Chamber.
Yes, the first match of the night was the Eliminator between, well, who did we have? We had Mnemonics, we had Luke the Gunner, we had the Gladiator, Damian Dallas. Who else was in that matchup? Good Lord, we just had the match, we can't remember. Taylor Jones was in that matchup. We already said Damian Dallas. I believe Nathan North was in that matchup. I believe that's all 6.
Introducing first.
I had to think about it there for a second. No, that's all 6. It's all 6.
So I haven't missed much. Good to know.
So YTD sensations, but Luke the Gunner, of course, former European Wrestling Champion, was the victor and the new #1 contender to the YTD Academy Grand Prix Wrestling Championship, currently being held by Fat Lad Mitchell Vaughn from Team Dogface. Of course, he's got a date with Destiny tonight. And for anybody that hasn't been paying attention, let me just bring light to a certain situation concerning Team Life is Great and Psychosis Kyle Riley. What a thrill ride Kyle Riley has taken us on, beginning a few months back in 2022, especially when he picked up that Pure Wrestling Championship. Kyle Riley right now going on 3 months as Pure Wrestling Champion, so first and foremost, and I believe Glenol and I were talking about this, and I can't remember the exact number. I'd have to really go back and do my homework, but the record for holding a title is just over 90 days. I want to say something like 95 days before somebody lost a championship belt at one point. Kyle Riley is pushing that envelope right now. He is well over 60 days into his run as the Pure Wrestling Champion. And again, that is a title that gives you the opportunity to challenge another champion, but he decided he can challenge a champion anytime he wants. He wants to see how long he can hang on to that belt. Who is hungry enough to take that belt from him? And so far, and it's not the first time he's held that title either, by the way. I believe he's done his second run, but this run happens to be well over 60 days in. As a matter of fact, if you go to the Archivers Discord and you look at the championship history, if you look at the championship corner, you will see a picture of the new championship belt, but the picture of Kyle Riley still shows him holding the old Pure Wrestling Championship belt. That's how long he's held the title. So it's very interesting. But he has earned the right to face Fat Lad Mitchell Vaughn tonight. Main event, best 2 out of 3 falls for the YTD Academy Grand Prix Wrestling Championship. So congratulations to Kyle Riley, because Kyle Riley deserves it. What a fantastic 2022 he had. And he's debuting a new look tonight. We have a new look. And I know you're a fan of Kyle Riley.
Oh, definitely. They are a great addition.
Fantastic. They really are. And somebody else, I believe we discussed it earlier tonight, but of course we have a new iteration of the Professor Poindexter is who it really is. God knows who he's going to be tonight. I don't know. Little Wolfman, Dracudex, who knows? I mean, it could be anything. I'm afraid to even ask, so I'm just going to wait and be surprised like everybody else. I mean, it's been tempting to message Team Froggy Mothlegs and see what the hell's going on exactly, just so I could be prepared. But sometimes it's best not to know things. It's like wanting to know what's in the mind of Carino Farmer.
Speaking of Team Froggy Mothlegs, how you doing, Froggy?
Yo, Froggy Mothlegs! Going on, Froggy? What are you up to, Frog? Appreciate you being here as always, my brother. What is doing exciting? And Froggy, if you're able to, and if you want to, you feel free to join Glenol and I on the broadcast. The broadcast booth is open. If not, enjoy the show from the chat. Ride the pine. We appreciate you being here either way. Had a doctor's appointment today and got too sick to go. Well, that's no good. When you're too sick to actually go to the doctor, that's bad. Well, speedy recovery, my friend. I mean, I haven't been sick in a while, thankfully. The worst I've had over the past little while is I had a really bad migraine a couple weeks back. Like one of those migraines you get where you have so much pressure in your head your nose bleeds. And what a terrible day. I literally wasted my whole day because of that, because I literally couldn't get off the couch for probably 75% of it. And yeah, it was awful. I don't get a lot of migraines, thank God, because I know people that get them a lot of times, and like they're in agony a lot, and to the point where it affects their work life. But when I do get them, it's like, oh man, you really have empathy for those that get them more frequently. But have you had a migraine, an actual migraine before?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, they are not fun. And there's nothing you can do about it. Like, it's not like a normal headache where you can take a couple of Tylenol and you'll be okay in, say, 20, 25 minutes, or at least good enough to move on with your day. And, you know, as your day progresses and you get fresh air, etc., that headache usually goes away. Migraines, you're done. Your day's done. You're not doing anything. You know, you're probably going to try and do some stuff around the house or whatever, but you're going to be exhausted from something as simple as a vacuum. You know what I mean? So, it's terrible.
I can't even, when I get them, I can't even, I will literally turn everything off and lay in a dark room.
Yeah.
It's one of the few times I can sleep without music.
Yeah, I know how that feels. Yeah, exactly. Because I usually like something, even if it's a fan, the noise of a fan. But when you've got that bad of a headache, if you have any chance of sleeping at all, you got to make it as quiet as possible because everything echoes times 100 in your head. So.
Well, I've actually turned air conditioners off, turned off my fan, turned off my music, everything. Passed out.
Life says, my migraines are scary as hell. The whole left side of my body goes numb. I forget words and I have no idea where I am. Yeah, I know a couple people that are like that. Same thing. Mine aren't that bad, but they're to the point where they do make it very difficult to even stand up. But again, it's once in a while. Like, I don't get them near as often as people I know, and thankfully I don't want them, but they can have them. Like, I think I had 3 or 4 maybe all year last year, where I know people that get them on the regular, and I feel so much more empathy towards that now. But
sometimes I'll have them, 3 or 4 days in a row, and then
they
might
suck.
not get them for months. I think my last one's been almost a year now.
Froggy says, I haven't had a migraine, but I've had brain freeze once that made my bones turn to jelly. Pretty sure the real deal is way worse. Yeah, brain freeze can suck. All right, let's see what else is going on in the dirt sheets here.
Okay,
I kind of lost track there. Oh, that's right. Sorry. Or did you already read an article? Is this the second one? Okay.
No.
All right.
This is from WrestlingInc.com.
Okay.
By Sean Ramp. RANFT.
Oh, yeah. I think we've read articles of his before, actually.
And it's dated today at 3:56 p.m.
Okay.
Eric Bischoff gives update on his pro wrestling future.
Interessant.
Last week, former senior vice president of WCW, Eric Bischoff, announced he'd be stepping back inside a wrestling ring on February 11th to share a card with WWE Hall of Famer Gerald Briscoe, as well as their sons Garrett Bischoff and Wes Briscoe. But does that mean we should expect to see more of him around the squared circle going forward?
You know, I was just going to say that for some people, that'll open up some sort of rumor gate that Bischoff is going to buy WWE. You know what I mean? Actually, right now, I think we discussed this the other night, but right now, the leaders of people, potential buyers for buying WWE in the sale is actually Comcast and Fox.
Oh, yeah.
Which makes sense because they both already have deals with them, right?
Mm-hmm. But on a bonus episode of After 83 Weeks this week, when asked whether or not he'd return to Impact Wrestling if the offer was right, he was pretty clear on his future in professional wrestling. As a career move at this stage of my life, do I want to get involved full-time in wrestling, doing anything like that? Absolutely not. Noting that he's worked the way he has to live. He's worked the way he has to live the life he has now. He says that he has no interest in leaving that, especially for any long-term commitments. Behind the scenes, Bischoff served as executive producer for then TNA starting in October 2009. However, in late 2013, he was sent home to wait out the remainder of his contract. In a 2019 interview, he described working for the company as very regrettable. But that's not to say he's ruling out a one-time appearance or one-off appearance here or there down the road. There's always an opportunity for the phone to ring and say, hey, I got an idea. You want to come in and say hello to some people and have some fun? Sure, I'll do that, he continued. Bischoff was last seen in WWE last year on January 21 episode of WWE SmackDown. Before that, he also appeared a handful of times for AEW. It's always fun to fly out somewhere, hang out, go out, play around in front of a TV camera, have some fun, and go home.
Are you kidding me?
That sounds awful, right?
Interesting.
They keep getting
Yeah, it doesn't look like
further
he's going to be stepping into the limelight again, but
Well, I think it's important that he sticks around the wrestling industry.
yeah, I'll tell you honestly, Bischoff, he gets a lot of hate. But
Life said, I have to take meds daily for it, and I have as needed for when I have breakthrough. But 2021, I can tell you I had one monthly. Oh, that sucks.
oh man, yeah.
That
I
sucks.
don't understand my schedule.
DC says, I don't understand my schedule today.
Gets the tag.
Neither do we, DC, so maybe we can figure it out together.
Answering back.
But yeah, I think it's important that Eric Bischoff sticks around the wrestling industry, in my opinion. I think he holds such a
Just breaking down the
high respect nowadays in the world of pro wrestling because of things he's experienced. It's not like people blame him for what happened with WCW. You know what I mean? And maybe at one point they might have, correlated him with the fall of WCW, but a lot of that was things way out of Bischoff's control. Way out of Bischoff's control.
Yeah, he was a convenient target because he was a face. He was out there in the ring as a heel, working with being the man behind the NWO, being this, being that. And then of course when he became the general manager of Raw, 3-minute warning and all this. He put himself in a position to be hated.
Actually, yeah.
So he's convenient.
Who do you think is the most hated man in wrestling history, do you think?
Ooh.
And then after you guess, you should see if they're actually, what the consensus is for that.
Okay. Well, I'm going to actually go with either
This class is from
Vince McMahon himself. Are we talking behind the scenes or that people, the public hates?
Yeah, the public actually doesn't like, yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to say Vince McMahon, right, for obvious reason right now, or Vince Russo.
Yeah. You see, the funny thing is I actually like Vince Russo, but I do hate a lot of the things he did and likes to pretend didn't happen now. Right? And or deflects onto somebody else the fact that it did happen, whatever. But actually, Vince Russo actually does have a good mind for the business. It's just too bad he didn't utilize it in a different way. Because he did some good stuff in WWF, even in WCW, but then there was so much other crap. You know what I mean?
That is confusing.
Now, okay, this is article from 2015, so it's a little out of date. But this is all from Sportster. It's Patrick Marcella, June 9, 2015. Top 10 most
I think I
hated
recognize
people
the name,
in
but
wrestling.
interesting.
Number 10 is Mark Madden. No idea who that guy is.
Wasn't he a referee?
Actually, no. He's a former color commentator in WCW.
Great commentator for some. I knew it was WCW, but I thought he was a ref. I didn't. Okay.
Likes to think he's a super genius. Statements he makes are usually so far out that it really can't be true. Like when he said Undertaker hated working with CM Punk because he was too small. Yeah, because Undertaker's avoided working with smaller men his entire career. And clearly,
I was gonna say,
with guys like Khali and Gonzalez.
Right? I mean, what a stupid statement. Literally, most of the 90% of the people Undertaker would ever work with were smaller than him.
Yeah. He also made misogynist remarks, and that's never cool. That part I don't give a shit about, you know, if he had more influence, he would have made it higher on the list. Number 9 was Vince McMahon.
Could lead to a big-time win.
Number 8, JBL. 7 is Triple H. Bischoff is at number 6.
Triple H was, he did receive a lot of heat and hate even when he was an active wrestler, for sure.
Yeah.
And that's simply because, whether people want to admit it or not, in addition to being, you know, part of the family and all, I mean, he was damn good at what he did. You know, whether you want to consider him one of the best wrestlers, yeah.
He was one of those that could get you to hate him for
Right?
picking up a piece of paper off the ground.
Exactly.
Or he could have walked over, handed the kid $1,000 in cash,
Yeah.
and made it, you know, some way to be hated for it. You know, he just has that knack.
How dare he just drop Carlos Hawkins over the rope like that? Unnecessary violence. See, karma, that's what you get. And I don't know what the hell that cameraman was up to right there, but that was a little bit sus. If you don't mind, I'm just going to grab a quick drink while you're running down this list. I'll be right back.
That's a good idea, too.
Okay. So number 5, we got Kevin Dunn.
Goody, but it shouldn't be the part. It's my whole
I
class.
don't even know him, but Archer might, so we'll go back to that.
Nothing.
Actually, I'm going to hold off on it. This way we get Archer's input.
Oh, there's the Irish curse.
But I don't think there's been any eliminations yet, so that's not good.
Watch this incredible.
Oh, there we go. It's now 4-3 in favor of the Coalition.
That holds fast Barbell's attack. I can see up to the rafters, and there's not a single person sitting down. What an environment this is. All eyes are glued on his back. Lights out. DDT connects.
3-4.
An arm wrench. DDT.
Oh, wow, Coach. That kind of sucks.
Section. He's absorbed some damage already.
Definitely a beat on your part. DC, good luck for a smooth change.
Yikes, that'll either wake you up or knock you out. Able to interrupt the attack.
Now, hopefully they are able to get that sorted out. Yeah.
Tagged into action. Ripcord. Oh my goodness, nasty line. Powerless position to
What
be
a
in
close
right
line.
now. Oh, right to the throat. Oof. And watch since they just toss their opponent.
Wow, just look at this.
Get him into the corner. He's got the answer for that one.
Are you saying you don't have to jump through 2,000 hoops to change your schedule?
And Walter with a counter. Oh, God. What is this superstar planning now on the top rope, bringing their opponent with them, perched up high. This is
I have returned. Good Lord. Archer, speaking of Archer, Archer's getting bullied by Walter in there. I see we've had an elimination, though.
Yes.
A member of the Imperium has gone back to the locker room. It is 3 versus 4 now. For now, anyways, I mean. Brock Roberts in to help. He's getting bullied by Walter. Walter seems to be on quite the roll right now. Uh-oh. Brock Roberts going for Ivy. Here comes Archer. Oh, Roberts got nailed with a power bomb from the top rope, though. Absolutely savage. Archer taking full advantage of the distraction caused by Rock Roberts. So he's back in control of the match here. Anyways, what did I miss on the last few? Because you were running down that list there. What was the last? I think you were at 5.
Yeah, and I decided to stop it after I started reading this. Number 5 was Kevin Dunn.
Kevin Dunn, oh yeah.
I guess he's the executive vice president of television production.
Huh.
According to numerous sources, he doesn't like professional wrestling. To him, it's a dirty word, and he's the main reason why the company seems to avoid the word wrestling like it's the plague.
Yeah.
He also seems determined to undermine anybody who deems a threat to his power, including Triple H. Anytime you have a dumb soap opera storyline or depict their divas being bitchy or catty, you can bet it's because it's Kevin Dunn. It may be easy to have Jim Cornette hate you, but when Paul Bearer hates you, you know you're the scourge of the earth.
Right? Paul Bearer didn't hate anybody, I don't think. Did Archer just hit him with a pair of brass knucks? He just put something in his pants. Did you see that? Did anybody else catch that? I'm pretty sure Archer just cheated.
I don't try to watch Archer stick anything in his pants or put his hand in his pants. I try not to watch that.
But I'm almost positive he cheated. I'm going to have to watch the replay of that. I just happened to look over it. I'm pretty sure he pulled something out of his pants, decked him, and then put it back in his trunks. Froggy says, depreciate Archer. That's right. How dare he?
Number 4, Shawn Michaels.
And he makes the save for his team.
Yeah,
Shawn Michaels as a hated. Well, I
talking about in the 90s.
Yeah, I mean,
when he was on the drugs and.
Well, not just that. There was the whole Montreal screw job that didn't exactly help his case any. I mean, that, So, yeah. I can understand why at one. But I mean, now, even at the time that was written, he shouldn't be on a list of hated superstars. I mean, that's just not true. There's no way the general consensus of wrestling fans all hate Shawn Michaels.
Number 3 is Hogan.
Well, that I get. To a lot of fans, he betrayed them, right? Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, do you really blame them for feeling that way? I wouldn't be surprised if more fans than not. I mean, let's face it. If he shows up at a wrestling event, the place is going to explode. But.
And this isn't just the fans. This is also backstage.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I get that. Yeah.
So, because number 2 is the Warrior.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's several reasons why he was not necessarily at one time the most popular person in the locker room, for sure.
Yeah. And number 1, I called it, Vince Russo.
Life says, why does Archer own brass knucks to begin with? And, Froggy says to improve his inseam. Wow, Froggy's even coming up with excuses for the Coalition's naughty behavior now. I love it. We've completely turned Froggy into a villain. Kareem Key Woods would be proud of Team Froggy Moth Legs.
Oh, impressive counter.
Well, Team Wolfman is.
All right, so here's something else from F4WOnline.com. It's about Saraya, or a.k.a. Paige. It says, Triple H offered me an opportunity to wrestle or have GM role in WWE. The former Paige in WWE indirectly confirmed an October report. This is by Josh Nason. We've read articles by him before. So, of course, she's an AEW star right now, but in a new interview, Saraya said that after her WWE contract expired last July, Paul Triple H Levesque offered her an opportunity to either resume her on-screen general manager role or even return to the ring before she signed with AEW. That confirms an October Fightful report that stated as much. In a feature for UK-based Metro, Saraya reiterated how much she likes Levesque and recounted their talk after her deal ended in July 2022, as he was surprised to hear it wasn't renewed by the then Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis regime. He did give me the opportunity to potentially be a GM again and give me the opportunity to be like, if you ever potentially want to wrestle again, I'll give you that opportunity too. He was very open about any ideas that I had, she said. In her post-AEW talk with Renee Paquette, Soraya had said that she had considered going back to WWE during the aforementioned time, but questioned whether she'd be 100% happy in doing so. While she was happy about her experience in WWE, she felt she could have been used more in the 5 years after suffering her second neck injury that kept her out of the ring. And to be honest, I mean, I don't know how everybody else feels about Paige. I personally think, especially considering she's so fond of a lot of people there, Triple H in particular, I think eventually she goes back. I think. I don't speak for anybody else. Are you a Paige fan at all, Gololo?
She's decent. Definitely.
I think so too. I think she would have been one of the best.
To watch.
Oh, there's that. There's that. You know, I would not kick her out of bed for eating sloppy joes. No. But I actually think, you know, if things hadn't have transpired the way they did, I believe she would have become one of the greatest female competitors of all time. She was that good. She was the total package. She was the total package. She was... I'm not going to sit and try to sell you on the fact that she's as good as, say, Charlotte Flair, but she was damn close, you know? And you know who else could be? You know who else still has untouched potential, I think? Bayley. I think Bayley is capable of more than we've seen. I'll be interested to see how she evolves over time. But no, I do. I think Paige ends up back in the WWE at some point doing something. Maybe that's just me wanting her back there. I don't know. I mean, if AEW is in a better light, right? It wouldn't matter to me if she was there or not, because then she's still showcasing her talent on a platform. But that platform right now is, you know, not in a good way at the moment. I don't think. But it's good to see Rampage doing a little better in Battle of the Belts 5. That was cool to find out. I wish them the best in 2023. We'll see what happens with AEW, I guess. Walter kicking out again.
Got any more articles on here?
Let me see. Yeah, so here's one again, F4W Online by Ian Carey. Says it's a report Bo Dallas, I guess, was backstage at WWE Raw. Dallas was released from the promotion in 2020. I mean, that's not a real big surprise. I think we all either assume or know that. I mean, Bray Wyatt's brother is going to be part of the Wyatt family, or whatever that new iteration of the Wyatt family is, with Uncle Howdy and everybody. He's going to be involved with that, so it's not a surprise he's backstage. But says Bo Dallas is reportedly at WWE Raw today. According to a report from PW Insider, Bray Wyatt's younger brother is backstage at Legacy Arena in Birmingham, Alabama, ahead of tonight's show. Our own Brian Alvarez reported in October that the 32-year-old was headed back to the company. Dallas had been rumored to be the one portraying Uncle Howdy, but that is not confirmed. His being in Birmingham could be related to a segment for Raw involving Alexa Bliss. She is scheduled to explain her actions from last week. It says from WWE.com, in the wake of a shocking and brutal attack on the Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss will explain her brutal actions from this past week on the Red brand. And of course that went down tonight. That's already happened, but Dallas was released from WWE on April 15, 2020 after having been with the company since 2008. He said during a Q&A for the Love of Wrestling convention last April that he was planning to return to the ring. Dallas said, I'm the furthest from done with wrestling that you could possibly be. I spent the past year diving into a bunch of different ventures outside of wrestling, but wrestling has never left my heart, not for 1 second, and I just wanted to get a couple things done before I dive back into something that I really cared about. Which is fair enough. I mean, like I always said, Bo Dallas had potential. He was just boring. That's what it was for me. He was just flat out boring. And even the whole Bo Leave thing, I mean, it was boring. Come on. And they could have done better things, you know, especially with a guy so talented, you know. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with him and what exactly is going to transpire with them. Or I guess we're just going to have to wait and find out. But I hope they do something decent with him because he definitely has lots of potential as a superstar. We shall see. Let's see. We already found out about the record-breaking WrestleMania 39. I remember seeing something earlier. I'm just trying to find it. Oh, here it is. Here's an article from NoDQ.com. Let's see, who was it published by? Yeah, published by somebody named Aaron Rift. This is not a site we normally read articles from, so I don't recognize the name. But so it says Chris Jericho and Jazz make surprise appearance at Pro Wrestling Guerrilla event. Oh, look at this, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is all. The Coalition have finally finished off the last of Imperium and picked up the big W in the 8-man tag to brag elimination matchup. So I don't know if that means they're going to be put directly in to the limelight or not, but I would think that this could be a contendership matchup. I guess we'll see as time goes on. With the blood in the left eye of Elijah Archer, that was quite the battle. I mean, Imperium is no walk in the park for anybody, much less the Coalition. But a big win for the Coalition nonetheless over Imperium, as both are chasing the Tag Team Championships, both at YTD Academy and beyond. And congratulations to the Coalition. All right, so we'll get the next match of the evening underway before I finish that article. And here we go. This is for the YTD Academy Legends Championship. Fatal 4-way matchup. Title on the line. Hulk Hogan, The Undertaker, Bruiser Brody, and all three gentlemen looking to dethrone the two-time Legends Champion that's been holding on to that title with all of his might. Jake the Snake Roberts looking to defend once again. He's been very impressive as Legends Champion. Let's see if one of these guys can dethrone.
If there is not blood in this match, I will be surprised.
No. I believe that this is, let me see. It's an elimination match.
Okay. Then I'm going to go with Jake retaining.
You're going to go with Jake retaining? I mean, his history with elimination matchups is quite impressive. But you got Bruiser Brody in there, The Undertaker, Hulk Hogan. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But let's find out. Without further ado, the next match of the night, YTD Academy Legends Championship on the line. Let's go. All right.
Taker.
Here we go. First championship match of the evening. Things are moving right along nicely this evening. All right, so let's get back to that article. So this is actually just written. So AEW's Chris Jericho made a surprise appearance at Sunday night's Pro Wrestling Guerrilla Battle of Los Angeles event, along with the Jericho Appreciation Society. Jericho, Daniel Garcia, Sammy Guevara, Matt Menard, and Angelo Parker. Seconded by Anna Jay, Tay Mello, and of course Jake Hager. Defeated Jonathan Gresham, Evil Uno, SB Kento, Michael Oku, and Kevin Blackwood in a 10-man tag team matchup. Jericho pinned Blackwood after hitting the Judas effect. And here are additional footnotes. Well, you can't see that, so it doesn't matter. I just pulled a woozy. Super entertaining. They treated this like a major match, all action. They did the show motion spot for minutes until Jericho started chopping Oku hard. Jericho and Oku were the highlight, but Jericho gave Blackwood a lot of near falls on him before the boy shot by Garcia set up the Judas effect. Jericho called it modern ECW. Fans wanted daddy magic talk. Fans threw money. That whole thing was worded very poorly. And it begs to question, who edits these things? Jericho himself believes it was the first appearance at an independent wrestling event, non-Ring of Honor, since 1996. This Wednesday's AEW Dynamite will be taking place in nearby Inglewood, California. And, of course, there's some video footage and some snapshots. If you were to go to the site and check out this article, you can have a look at those as well.
Remember, guys, the title is on the line here in this one. I remember the last time the champ was in this much jeopardy, Cole. Tonight might just be the night the title change.
Oh, here's something for 2 hours ago. Wrestling Observer. Steve Kahn. It's from the WWE Live Raw results. And Alexa Bliss did explain her actions. And we'll also find out what's up next for United States Champion Austin Theory. So, again, Legacy Arena, Birmingham, Alabama is where the show was. And it says Kevin Owens entered it to a big reaction. He was about to talk about his upcoming match against Roman Reigns, but JBL interrupted. Interesting that JBL interrupted. JBL insulted the people of Alabama and claimed that they believed in Bigfoot and I don't know what the hell that word is.
There's only one, the immortal. And introducing the challenger.
Chupacabra? Chupacabra.
Chupacabra?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's I remember, I think it's goat sucker is the actual translation.
I've literally never heard of that before.
They're mainly found down in the northern Mexico.
Oh, okay.
And that's where the legends are most common.
Gotcha. All right. I learn something new every day. All right, so it says, but even they did not believe Owens could beat Reigns. JBL introduced a man who could, Baron Corbin. Corbin said Reigns was Georgia while Owens was Alabama. A loser. Owens buried his head in the turnbuckle at a boredom as Corbin spoke. Corbin said he would win the Royal Rumble and beat Reigns in the main event at WrestleMania. JBL screamed at Owens for taking a nap. Owens said he was in a coma because JBL and Corbin have been talking for 3 minutes. Owens is already ready for a fight because he figured the bloodline would be there, but he offered to fight Corbin instead. JBL used a lot of words to accept. And of course, Kevin Owens ended up defeating Baron Corbin. Owens was mid comeback following a break and hit a senton bomb for 2. Corbin blocked the stunner power bomb before hitting a DDT for a 2 and deep 6 for a 2.
Hello
Corbin
there.
came off the ropes and Owens popped up and hit a stunner for the pinfall win. After the match, Owens immediately went to the ringside and attacked Jimmy Uso, who entered through the crowd before he could get jumped by the bloodline. He also fought off Jey Uso momentarily, but was overwhelmed once Solo Sikoa joined in. Owens fought them off with a steel chair and Mike Rome shoe until the bloodline bailed. Sikoa wanted to go after Owens, but the Usos, Adam Pearce, and officials stopped him. Owens looked strong here, and the crowd was into him. After a break, the bloodline were leaving the arena, but Adam Pearce had some news for them first. He informed them that they'd be in a tag team turmoil match tonight to determine their next challengers. And it would be why did they say they would be in it? Weird, anyways. It would be filled with teams they've taken out. He also told Sikoa to stick around because he would have to face Dolph Ziggler. The Usos suddenly wanted to stay, but Pearce had them escorted out. The Alexa Bliss segment, they played a replay of Alexa Bliss' attack on Bianca Belair last week. The announcer said Belair wound up with stitches. While Belair was fined an undisclosed amount, Bliss suddenly appeared by walking onto the announce table. She said Belair didn't fear Bray Wyatt or Uncle Howdy. It was Bliss she was afraid of because I am the face of evil. Bliss spoke unconvincingly about how she would take the title from Belair when a spooky Wyatt, Howdy, whoever video played on the screen. Uncle Howdy appeared on the stage, and the segment ended. The crowd seemed quiet for Bliss promo. Before the match, Bayley bragged about beating Becky Lynch. She told Dakota Kai and Io Sky that they deserve a night off, so she sent them to the back, and so they could enjoy kicking back and watching her beat Lynch's friend Mitchin. And it looks like Bayley did just that. So, anyways, I'm not going to go on and read that whole thing. I was just interested more about what happened with Alexa Bliss, but it looks like really nothing. She got cut off by more antics from Bray Wyatt. So that wasn't very informative at the end of the day at all. Alright, so I'll catch up on chat here quick.
Hello, Honeybee Wrestling.
Yo, Honeybee! What's going on, Honeybee? Welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Episode number 11, YTD Academy Live. Of course, episode number 436 for the Archiverse. Good to have Honeybee Wrestling in here. She, of course, knows that Honeybee is going to be defending her YTD Academy Grand Prix Wrestling Championship tonight. It's an epic evening. Champions being tested. Put in the hot seat, if you will. But anyways, how are you doing, Honeybee? What's going on? It's new and exciting. Welcome in, Honeybee.
Just carrying the opposition anywhere they want. Elbow finds its mark, and he goes for the pin.
Froggy Moth Legs with the shout out. As far as shout outs go here at the Shark Tank, anyways. But anyways, yeah, I mean, I don't see too much more interesting information as far as dirt sheets go. I'm sure there'll be a lot more information out there tomorrow. The day after Raw, there's always usually a little more juicy information. More rumors and news about the upcoming Royal Rumble, etc. So, Monday's always the off day. I'm surprised there was anything good at all, but it wasn't too bad. Alright, still. But anyways, Gordo, you had asked if I had any more.
Emoji shy, emoji shy.
Oh, do you? And they would be.
Well, the first one is going to make me really happy now that I looked at the offer.
Happy, joy. Not Taco Boy. Okay.
No.
Fantastique.
But pro wrestlers that hate each other in real life.
Pro wrestlers that hated each other in real life.
This
Very
is
interesting.
WrestlingInc.com.
Okay.
Updated August 11th, 2022.
All right.
By Sergio Pereira.
All right, let's go.
So I just knew you'd love that once I saw the name.
Yes. Oh, God. Yeah, I remember reading an article of his before, actually.
He was #1 on the list of Archer this year.
He was, yes. So let's see what he offers with this article.
Okay. So it starts off Bret Hart and Goldberg. And that's pretty obvious. Hart blames the kick to his head from Goldberg.
He does, yeah. I mean, to be fair,
you know, it's short hit for sure. But, you know, whether or not that caused a stroke,
yeah. I mean, it probably contributed big time.
Yeah.
To do, you know, just being honest with that one, I think it really probably did have a lot to do with everything that transpired thereafter.
But, you know, they, though I have heard recently they patched things up.
Bruiser Brody has been eliminated. Down to a triple threat.
You know, it's just a rumor I've heard. Whether or not it's accurate, I don't know. But next, BM Punk and Ryback.
BM Punk and Ryback.
Punk's, you know, one of the comments Punk has said was, this is on Colt Cabana's The Art of Wrestling podcast. I'm already beat up and I have to wrestle steroid guy, and he's very, I call it like a sin. He's very hurting. Sometimes deliberate. There was one time he kicked me in the stomach as hard as he could and broke my ribs right at the tail end. I never got an apology for that. Ryback responded by taking digs at Punk on social media. He revealed on Ryback TV that he'll continue to do this because Punk's comments about him were inaccurate and hurt him from a professional standpoint.
Yeah.
After Punk announced that he had to have surgery in the week in which he won the AEW World Championship, Ryback took to Twitter and posted, "Karma rules."
Look at this.
Yeah, I knew they had a beef.
Yeah.
Respect on his opponent. You gotta love it.
Up next, we got Hurricane Helms and Shawn Michaels.
I mean, I somewhat knew they had something. I never really cared much to look into it, so I guess I'm going to find out tonight.
Helms didn't. Well, Helms certainly had some memorable moments with his superhero gimmick and teaming up with The Rock. He never had the title reign at the fanfare that turned the Heartbreak Kid into the showstopper, the main event, the icon. However, Helms didn't think that HBK was quite as good as he made himself out to be. Tweeting in 2011, Flair got over people that absolutely sucked. Shawn hadn't gotten over anyone but himself in the last decade.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was actually true at the time. For the most part.
A fan took issue asking why he chose to come at Michael so strongly. Helms replied that HBK had harmed his career simply because he could, and added that Michael lived a life for his own benefit. There's no details on that part, so I don't know. In 2019, Helms told 411 Wrestling Interviews podcast he didn't have heat with Michaels anymore since the two were working for WWE behind the scenes and getting on well with one another. So, sounds like they patched things up.
Life had said, I'm a casual watcher. I've kind of fallen out of touch with Bliss, and she was one of my favorites. And Froggy says, I've literally dreamed about dating Bliss. Totally understood. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
To behold. Take a picture while you can.
All right. Up next, we got Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair.
Yeah. That's a good feud.
Lynch and Flair were good friends as they came up through the ranks, both on and off screen. However, none of them wanted to be the Marty Jannetty of the group. Their issues came to a head on live television during the championship exchange segment on SmackDown, where Flair allegedly went off script to make Lynch look weaker, resulting in the two having a heated backstage confrontation.
Wow, Hogan just tapped out Taker with a bear hug. It is down to Hulk Hogan and Jake the Snake Roberts. Jake's hanging in there, looking for another title defense here.
Lynch revealed to SI, I'm guessing Sports Illustrated Media podcast, that she and Flair used to be thick as thieves, but that was no longer the case. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk. So all I say is the locker room needs a hero sometimes. And sometimes somebody's got to be a hero. I'm all right being that hero. Lynch said it's difficult working with someone where there is real life tension, since the business is built on trust, and there's concern someone might be out for revenge in the ring.
Yeah. Which probably happened a lot at one point in time. You know.
Next got Hulk Hogan and Bret Hart.
Yeah, that's well documented.
Yeah. I don't really think we need to get into that. I mean,
yeah. Hogan might be the only person. I mean, I don't know what the relationship's like now, but at one time, Hogan's probably the only person he didn't like, he disliked more than Goldberg. And that is it. That is all. Look at that. Wow. Is he ever on a roll? Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, and still the YTD Academy Legends Wrestling Champion, Jake the Snake Roberts, with another title defense. That is fucking awesome. I mean, I'll be honest, because I love Jake the Snake Roberts, so, I have no problem marking out. No problem marking out. Love Jake the Snake. So it's very cool that he's champion, but I didn't think he'd have such a great run with the Legends Championship. And his second one.
We're missing something, though. Where's Damien?
Indeed. I hadn't thought of that until you just mentioned it. Damien, apparently the championship belt distracted him from the fact that Damien was brought out to the ring with him, I'm thinking. Or perhaps somebody stole the sack for once and got it out of there before he could unleash that beast of a thing in the ring.
Oh, is that what's sitting behind your chair, Archer?
Not behind my chair. Not. Life says, was not expecting that. No, I mean, I actually did not think that he was going to win that match either. I actually thought Bruiser Brody might, if not maybe The Undertaker, but I was completely wrong on both. Jake the Snake is really, well, he's, what can you say, Galil? I don't know. Putting on a clinic, that's for sure.
Yeah, and, you know, for an elimination match, I figured he could do it. I mean, you let the others beat themselves up a little bit, and then you pick up the pieces.
Or at least try.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to Jake the Snake Roberts. Still the Legends Wrestling Champion. Let's move on to the next match of the night and our next championship match of the evening. And check this out. It is for the YTD Academy Women's Tag Team Wrestling Championship. And this is going to be a hell of a barn burner. Triple threat tornado tag team action. Single fall wins it all. So don't blink or it might be over with these vixen villains. Check it out. You got Hardcore Country, Chyna, and Mickie James putting the titles on the line against the Wolfpack Gals and the Union, Doudrop and Kaylee Ray. And they are both two very hungry teams looking to continue to add not just to the trophy wall, but to their repertoires. And they would love to dethrone Hardcore Country, who, of course, just dethroned the Wolfpack Gals not too long ago. A little bit of vengeance in the air, I'm thinking. What do you think, Glenola? Seeing how they are affiliated with the Wolfpack, what do you have to say about this match?
Oh, yeah. I think it's going to be an awesome match. You know, of course, you know, the Wolfpack Gals are always hungry, and, you know, I think they got to give a shot at this one.
I mean, they've always got a good shot at it, right? They're one of the most savage tag teams in the women's division. But here we go, without further ado, YTD Academy Women's Tag Team Wrestling Championship on the line. Triple threat, tornado tag team action, single fall, wins it all. Let's go.
Hey, welcome back, DC.
Yes, welcome back, DC.
Okay, so up next we got Will Ospreay and Seth Rollins.
Will Ospreay and Seth Rollins have beef? You know what? I actually did not know that. Do tell.
Seth Rollins committed to becoming the ultimate heel by calling out AEW and other companies in minor leagues during his 2019 Q&A panel. Not satisfied with triggering the internet wrestling community, though, Rollins took to his Twitter account, reiterating that WWE was where the big dogs play and no other wrestler on the planet was fit enough to lace his boots. Someone who didn't take lightly to his comments was Will Ospreay, who replied in a now-deleted tweet, "I'm alive."
Huh.
Rollins immediately fired back that Ricochet was a better version of Ospreay, before adding they should compare bank accounts. Rollins' comments received a lot of backlash from the wrestling community, as many perceived that he was simply being a lick spittle for the WWE and undermining the importance of indies and healthy competition. However, it's likely Rollins implying that Ospreay was the wish version of Ricochet was a calculated work that everyone fell for, including Ospreay.
Yeah, because, I mean, don't get me wrong, Ricochet is a great wrestler, but, I mean, he is not as good as Will Ospreay.
I gotta say, I like that description, though. Ospreay's the wish version of Ricochet.
Yeah,
I
well...
like that. Yeah, you gotta admit, that is nicely worded.
Crazy.
May not be true, but it's nicely worded.
Definitely not true. I mean, again, Ricochet's very talented, but he's not as good as Will Ospreay.
Up next, we got Scott Steiner and Ric Flair.
Yep.
Why is it so cold?
Now, I don't know if they still have beef. Yeah, I was just going to say, very well documented. I don't know if they still have beef, but I know at one time it was pretty volatile.
And I don't remember the last time the champ was in this much jeopardy.
Yeah, one of the things they mentioned here, Steiner was told how his old friend Flair would be returning to in-ring action. In typical Big Papa Pump fashion, he didn't hold back, hollering, "He ain't no friend of mine. I would kill him. I'd destroy him." Yeah, everybody wants to see him get beat up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Conan versus Joe Hennig.
Joe Hennig is, that's Kurt Hennig's son. Mr. Perfect's son.
Okay, yeah, down here, so, I guess it's okay. It's just the name is, throwing me off. As children, we were taught to resolve any disputes we have with others in a private and civilized manner. However, that's not particularly fun, especially in the Twitterverse, where public feuds provide a nice accompaniment to the morning tea. Deciding to give the fans what they wanted, Conan and Joe Hennig engaged in a virtual bout of fisticuffs. It all started in 2013 when Conan responded to a tweet from a fan asking him which performers he'd pull from WWE TV if he had a chance to. Former WCW performer listed a few names, including Hennig, then going by the name of Curtis Axel. Adding he had no charisma, had questionable in-ring ability.
Compared to his father, yes.
Yeah. 2 years later, a fan tweeted to Hennig that Conan was right about him. Conan agreed and Hennig lashed out, calling them both marks. There was some back and forth between Hennig and Conan, with Hennig offering to squash the beef. Conan didn't accept the offer, so Hennig shot back and referred to him as some washed-up dude my dad hated putting over.
Wow. Nice. I mean, not necessarily untrue.
No, but... Alright, we got Eddie Kingston and Claudio Castagnoli.
A Cesaro.
Oh, okay. Interviews with Eddie Kingston are who, much like his on-screen persona, he isn't afraid to be honest about his thoughts on topics and other people, including his peers.
No, he is not.
He admitted to the Wrestling Perspective podcast that his AEW feud with BM Punk was built on some real-world animosity and that they weren't just pulling out a story for the audience. There's also another former WWE superstar who Kingston doesn't seem to vibe with either. There are certain people in wrestling I do not like, Kingston told New York News 12, Long Island. Punk is one, Cesaro is another one, the big Swiss idiot in WWE. I know him as Claudio. I don't like him, I don't respect him. If he ever comes here, we're going to have a problem. In a Q&A for ad-free shows via New Wrestling News, Kingston claimed that Castagnoli was supposed to put him over before he left Chikara for WWE, but he didn't do so, hence the source of the heat.
And it is taboo that if you're supposed to do a job in the business and you don't do it, you know what I mean? Regardless of your reasonings for not, you were supposed to. The timing says it is your time to put somebody over, and that's just that you pass that torch. You do that job. You don't, you know. So I get that.
All right, up next, Batista and Bully Ray.
Know that either.
Me neither. Looking at the size of Dave Batista, it's difficult to imagine anyone messing with him. Maybe a gorilla or Bigfoot, since those are the only two creatures that can smash him with their own Batista bombs.
I was going to say, specifically speaking, I mean, Batista can actually fight too, so I mean, there's that. He's actually quite a scary human being.
Yeah, Batista revealed there was one fellow WWE alumni who decided to pick on him and Randy Orton when they were coming up with the company and part of the Evolution stable. Bully Ray, then known as Bubba Ray Dudley. As recounted in Ruthless Aggression episode Evolution, the Dudley Boys once faced off against Orton and Batista. Both teams walked out of the contest with multiple injuries, and there were some hard feelings, believing that they'd stiffed each other. However, the version of the events differed depending on who was asked. Batista thought that Bully Ray wasn't a fan of him or Orton because of jealousy. I think he was irritated with Randy and I to begin with, he said. Just being that we were two big muscular guys who were now with Ric Flair and Triple H. I think he just hated it.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of people probably did.
Yeah.
He alone would drive that.
Well, yeah, Batista, I halfway understood that
Really
Orton
fast.
ought to be,
When she was upside down,
he
things
hadn't
are moved together
been
straight
there,
like that.
I couldn't understand why they had him in there even. you know, and then when he hurt his shoulder, and then did all those, you know.
DC says, I'm impressed the skirt stays. When she's upside down, I think I need to get a skirt like that. She also wants to know why it is so cold outside. Lenola, will you please research that for her and tell her exactly why it is that it is so cold outside right now?
Well, I'm guessing because the Earth is pointing kind of away from the sun a bit where she's at, and it's January in the northern hemisphere, which means it gets downright cold.
I'm Canadian. You don't get any sympathy for me. Actually, it was just snowing here a spell ago, so there's that. Now, don't get me wrong, that is complete bollocks, but it happens. It's winter. It's cold.
That wet, cold, white shit falling from the sky.
Right?
Yeah, that's the definition of bird shit.
She says, oh, snow! Ow, look at that. That was one of the quickest tag team matches in history, considering that was a 6-Vixen tag team matchup. Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match and new YTD Academy Tag Team Wrestling Champions, Doudrop and Kaylee Ray. They are the Union, and they are once again Tag Team Wrestling Champions. That is...
And Archer, you didn't have to talk with the cameraman. They keep
I know.
getting behind shit.
I don't know what is up with those. It happens a lot, mostly specifically with YTD Academy. Which, by the way, YTD Academy, we're not changing buildings. We just bought that puppy not long ago, but we are going to be having a bit of a makeover before our next YTD Academy show, just for a heads up. This is the last time it will look like it does. It's going to change a bit. It's going to be freshened up for 2023. Much like Starrcade and Wrestle Wars was. A little bit of a redecorating, if you will. But congratulations to the Union. Once again, the YTD Academy Tag Team Wrestling Champions. Fantastic. Another surprise of the evening, because I'll be honest, I didn't expect the Union. I thought either the Hardcore Country would retain or the Wolfpack Gals would pick up the victory there.
Yeah,
so
I did too, but
big surprise for me. But I mean, the Wolfpack Gals have a lot on their mind these days. I was, part of me's not surprised that they were unsuccessful. I mean, when it comes to the main roster, they've got a lot going on over there with the Wolfpack, with themselves, everything going on. So who knows what was going through their heads as they were wrestling Hardcore Country in the Union tonight. So,
alrighty. Now, the next one I don't have any surprise with. I didn't know about this one in particular, but I think you'll be surprised. Hardcore Holly and the Click.
Hardcore Holly and the Click? I mean...
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, there was a lot of heat, people with the Click. And Hardcore Holly, I've heard a lot of people had heat with him backstage too. Because he liked to work stiff.
He did, yeah.
So, I mean, that one don't surprise me.
Remember when he was Sparkplug Bob Holly, the NASCAR driver?
No, that was before I had, was watching again.
How dare you suggest such things before your time?
No, I mean, I was watching again.
Oh, before you were watching again.
Yeah,
okay, I thought you said before your time. I was going to say that is the ghastliest thing you've said. All right, but yeah. So yeah, when he first came in to the then WWF, he was his name was Sparkplug Bob Holly. And by the way, he wasn't as jacked as he got eventually. He was a little bit more slender, still in great shape, athletic. But yeah, that was his. He was a race car driver. He was a NASCAR driver. So that was his gimmick at the time. I have to run to the bathroom, so I'll be right back. But before I go, it is time to get the next match of the night underway. Life is great. The time has come, baby. Honeybee's in action, defending her title. This is for the YTD Academy Women's Grand Prix Wrestling Championship. Fatal 4-way TLC matchup. And look at the villainy we got going on here. We got the returning Annabelle, who's already returned and made a huge impact upon returning, squaring off against Amber Extreme from Team Joe Link, and, of course, the Outlaws. Asuka, also part of the Outlaws, and beside her, at her immediate right, is the reigning, defending, undisputed YTD Academy Women's Grand Prix Wrestling Champion, Honeybee from Team Honeybee Wrestling and Team Queen Bee. Is going to be a big-time thrill ride. Don't blink your eyes, because this could end in a moment's notice, just like the last matchup. It is going to be a barn burner. But honestly, Lola, before I go, give me your thoughts. Who do you think takes the title? Do you think Honeybee retains?
Honeybee retains.
You're going with Honeybee? I too am going with Honeybee. From what we've seen so far, I mean, I just think she's that formidable, and she's really resilient enough to outlast and perhaps, I'm not going to say outrun, but outperform the other three Vixens in the matchup. However, if I had to pick somebody else other than Honeybee, let's say Honeybee is going to lose the match, I'm going to say Annabelle upsets the champion.
Okay. And hello, Soul. How's it going?
Soul Embers! Welcome in, my friend. I'll be right back, though, Soul. Archer has to go pee-pee. Time to go to the potty room. I will be right back, but the great Glenola has control of the helm. You are in good hands. I shall be back. Although he's a little frisky at times, so be careful. You know, a little frisky. He's a little naughty, but I'll be right back.
I don't listen to him. I'm a lot naughty.
Cough.
1231 Girly Girl, how's it going?
Go play with yourself, Archer. We all know what you do in the bathroom. Go play with Boogeyman. I like frisky, so it's fine. Emoji rolling on the floor laughing. It's going. Good vibes, girl. Thanks, God.
Hopefully it gets better, the Girly Girl.
The following contest is a fatal four-way tables, ladders, and chairs
Yeah,
match.
hope you get a good sleep tonight.
It is for the Internet Women's Grand Prix Wrestling Championship. Introducing the challenger, representing the Outlaws.
But you do have our permission to slap Soul Embers if he starts to snore too loud.
Dangerous Amber Extreme.
This is a big-time opportunity, Byron, as the title will be on the line here.
You're right, Michael, and judging from the response on social media heading into this match, we're likely to see a new champ crowned here tonight.
Things are about to get good. Here comes the Empress of Tomorrow, prepared to reign supreme. And introducing the challenger, representing
Here
the
comes Asuka.
Outlaws, from Osaka, Japan, Asuka! Innovative pioneer outside and inside the ring. In over 914 days without a loss in NXT and WWE. That may be the most impressive of all.
A little off topic here, but with the new year, Corey, have you made any resolutions?
Me? You serious? I'm already perfect the way I am, Cole. But I sure as heck hope that Saxton made a resolution to be slightly less annoying.
And introducing the challenger from the pits of hell.
And here's Annabelle, just recently returned.
Here we go, gentlemen. Huge title match coming up.
And a huge opportunity for the champ to prove to everyone that there truly is none better in all of WWE right now.
A little off topic here, but with the new year, Corey, have you made any resolutions?
Me? You serious? I'm already perfect the way I am, Cole. But I sure as heck hope that Saxton made a resolution to be slightly less annoying.
I have returned. All right. So what have I missed? What's going on? Nothing as far as the match goes, I see. They're just still entering the squared circles. That's good.
One half of the sisters.
I hope it was the last one on the list until you got back.
Girly girls in the house. What's going on, girly girl? Soul Ember says one half of the Sisters of Destruction. Yes, the Sisters of Destruction. Rumored to be very soon debuting at YTD Academy, so we'll have to pay attention and watch for that. Also, the return of the Primetime Players. Something else to look forward to. Tomorrow, of course, we'll have some YTD Academy dark matches. A little bit of hype leading up to tomorrow night's second episode of Wrestle Wars of 2023. Tomorrow night's going to be a great show. Lots of people looking for contendership. Faction Wars, it's going to be a great time, as always. Live tomorrow night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Over in the land of purple. And I'm not talking about the land of Grimace. Actually, does anybody even remember who that is anymore?
Oh, I remember Grimace.
You remember Grimace? Does anybody else remember who Grimace is? If not, we cannot be friends. I'm sorry, but we will have to ban you.
Ronald McDonald's giant purple butt plug.
Giant purple butt plug. Wow. All right. Here we go. Grand Prix Wrestling Championship on the line, guys. It is a fatal four-way TLC matchup between four of the very best superstars from 2022. With the exception of the returning Annabelle, who has already earned her way into the matchup with a very impressive re-debut. It is going to be a barn-burner. But, Galore, where were we on your list?
He was in
We're at the last one on the list.
Fantastic.
And I've actually definitely read this one just because some of the stuff that I found funny. BM Punk and Triple H.
Ooh, shocker.
I know. But let's see, BM Punk wasn't interested in playing the game in both senses of the word. Not only did he despise the backstage politics of WWE, he also wasn't keen on wrestling Triple H again. After Punk left WWE in 2014, he revealed on Colt Cabana's Art of Wrestling podcast how he held resentment over all the losses he had suffered at Triple H's hands, questioning if they were really what was best for business. When Vince McMahon proposed that Punk wrestle the game at WrestleMania 30, Punk looked at Triple H and said, "All due respect, I don't need to wrestle you. You need to wrestle me."
They could lose all momentum they had going.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, there was probably times where Punk should have been put over during that whole ordeal. But it doesn't warrant all of the animosity and bitching, whining, complaining. I don't think, anyways. I mean, who was even at the time? Who was Punk in comparison to Triple H in the business at the time? Even whether it was Triple H, you know, dating the boss's daughter or not, married to the boss's daughter, actually.
Well before him and Stephanie were ever a thing, Triple H was proving himself, you know.
And now she's climbing up the ladder, hopefully with a plan.
He put that
nightly
hard work in
basis
there.
even.
You know, BM Punk did that whole thing, you know, how arrogant that you need to wrestle me. No, Triple H don't need to wrestle anybody. He don't feel like it. He's already beat them all.
Exactly. Oh, it's, you know, he got the name the Cerebral Assassin, the King of Kings, the Game for a reason. You know, he was in there paying his dues. Even back, you know, look at the amount of losses. Okay, so let's talk about CM Punk taking losses to Triple H. Let's talk about that for a moment, shall we? Let's flip the coin here and go back and look just before he made, of course, his return as the Game Triple H, before when he was Hunter Hearst Helmsley, how many losses he took to people that at the time even everybody was thinking, you know, Hunter Hearst Helmsley probably should have won those matches.
Okay, I just looked up Triple H's win-loss record. Okay. In WCW, he had 1 loss. No wins. OVW, same thing.
Come back in, Punisher!
Under WWF, 242 wins, 43 draws, 241 losses. In WWE, he had 224 wins, 31 draws, 145 losses.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Honeybee. Wow! Superplex from the top of the ladder on Annabelle. That was absolute savagery right there. Holy hell.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I had to make note of that. My God.
So for total, he had 466 wins, 74 draws, 388 losses.
A lot of losses.
Yeah, you know. And but under the WWF, he had 1 win more than he had losses. You know, so that'd be the Hunter Hearst Helmsley era, or the, you know, and then starting with Triple H in the beginning of Degeneration X and all that, you know. So that says he put that work in there.
Sure he did. Sure he did. Look at this, Asuka with the title on. Oh, there goes the ladder. And an electric chair drop from Asuka. Amber Extreme taking out the champion. This has been a hell of a match so far. Honeybee looking real good in there, though. The defending champion looking real good. I got to tell you. Amber Extreme pulling another. We got 2 tables and a ladder in there, and a chair even. Oh, nice calf kick. Drove the ladder right into the face of Amber Extreme.
What's the plan here?
So now we're going to look here. And I'm just going to go with the WWE part of his career.
Okay.
CM Punk, 445 wins, 32 draws, 267 losses.
So who really put themselves over?
Yeah, you know.
Fails to connect on a springboard. There's a swing blade.
Pretty much proves your point.
That's why I went ahead and pointed that out. You know, when I looked that up.
She's taking this outside. This one cannot be lost by count out. You've got to wonder how much has been taken out of these superstars thus far.
And is there anything wrong?
That proves my point about him being just a whiny little bitch.
Champions need to finish the
CM
job.
Punk. Bitching man of a punk. But anyways, that was an interesting list. Here's a couple surprises in there for me.
You know, so Sergio didn't do too bad on this one.
Wow, Honeybee did it, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. That is all. The winner of the TLC matchup, and still YTD Academy Grand Prix Women's Wrestling Champion from Team Queen Bee and Honeybee Wrestling. She is the Diamond. B. Jackson, a.k.a. Honeybee, is still your reigning defending champion. What a match. What a title defense for Honeybee Wrestling. That was absolutely fantastic. Congratulations, Honeybee Wrestling. And, of course, congratulations also goes out to Honeybee. What a fantastic title defense for Honeybee. Still your champion. Wow.
I don't think we've ever had someone explode on the scene so quick.
You know, it's just what an amazing start to that career.
Right? I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better matchup. But I mean, I said it quite a long spell before that match ended. I said Honeybee is looking real good in that match. especially for being a title defense against 3 other Vixens. TLC, she was shining in there. I mean, she put on a clinic. That was a title defense well earned by Honeybee. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is a Tornado tag team elimination style matchup, and look at this. We got Demolition, the Hart Foundation, Legacy, and the reigning defending champions of YTD Academy, the Wolfpack, the Omega, Marshall Omega, and War the Machine, one of the scariest men in the business today. This, again, is a battle of some of the best tag teams from 2022, all going to battle elimination style for those tag team championship belts. Glenola, what do you think? I know the Wolfpack is your team, but let's say the Wolfpack loses. I know we're not saying that, we're not implying anything with that, but let's say the Wolfpack loses. Who do you think? Because here's what I think. I think the Hart Foundation and Demolition get preoccupied with one another, and I think that Legacy, if they were to, the belts were to go anywhere else, I think Legacy swoops in, and MJF, I think, will be the one that gets it done. But I think they swoop in and steal the titles.
I'm going to disagree with you on that. I think it's going to be Demolition. If the Wolfpack don't retain, I think Demolition takes it.
You think Demolition takes it? That would be cool. Longest reigning tag team and I think the winningest tag team champions. I know, so I don't know for a fact. We'll have to fact check this, but I know they have 7 tag team championship reigns. I don't think anybody's beaten that yet. We would
have to look that up here in a minute.
But anyways, let's find out. Let's find out if Glenola is right. I still think Legacy, if not for the Wolfpack, I think Legacy somehow swoops in and steals the titles while the Hart Foundation is busy and distracted with Demolition. They've got a long-standing history together. But let's find out. Let's go. Demolition, the Hart Foundation, Legacy, and the reigning defending champions, the Wolfpack. Fatal Tornado tag team elimination style matchup. Let's go. All right. But yeah, I'm pretty sure 7 is how many reigns Demolition has had, and I can't recall if anybody's close to that or has equaled that. I don't think so. But
okay, now we're gonna go for total. Overall 3 brands.
We could.
Okay, so from what I'm seeing here, they've had 9 title reigns.
9 overall, so that must include YTD Academy, I assume?
Yes, they've had 2 at YTD Academy.
Because I'm not sure if they've had WCW titles or not. I know they've had the Archerverse titles 7 times.
Yeah, I didn't see anything under WCW.
I don't think they have. They've competed in WCW, but I'm pretty sure they never got the titles while they were there.
The title will be on the line here. You're right, Michael. And judging from the response on social media heading into this match, we're likely to see a new champ crowned here tonight.
I mean, they weren't called the Wolfpack at the time, but I believe an iteration of one of Team Severn, anyways. Team beat them to retain the titles. It was the only title match they had. Then I think they went back to Wrestle War shortly thereafter, if I'm not mistaken.
It's possible.
Yeah. I think it was Carino Farmer and either Severn. No, it wasn't Carino Farmer. He was still tag team partners with Team Zombie Master at the time. It was Marcus Stevens and Poindexter, I think, when Poindexter was still on WCW.
At a combined weight of 466 pounds.
Looks like the Wolfpack is tied with them.
And William Regal
for tag team.
Remember, guys, the title
because the Wolfpack has had 5 WCW and 4 YTD.
Wow, so the Wolfpack has equal Demolition.
But Public Enemy... No, maybe not. So yeah, it would look like
And with January
pretty close
you
to
can bet these superstars would like to get the new year off on the right foot here tonight.
I mean, the only thing to the positive side in that statistic is that Demolition has had more main roster championships. Barely though, barely 7-5, right?
Yeah. But still, I mean, yeah. You think about how much longer though they've been around than the Wolfpack, and you know.
Yeah, exactly. And the Wolfpack has suddenly snuck up behind and equaled the longest reigning. Well, that were. Well, no, they still are the longest reigning champions. They were champions for a long time.
Yeah.
Like when I was talking the 95 days era, that was singles competition. Demolition were tag team champions for 7 months. 7 months. It was a long time. It was weird. It didn't matter who we put them against, and that was stemming from the Archivers 1.0 into 2.0. They were just knocking them down as they stepped up to the plate. It was crazy. But the Wolfpack, though, I mean, let's be honest, they have been a phenom. You know, as a faction, they've just been a phenom. They've come in and just cleaned house.
Too, you think about this. You know, Demolition is just the two of them.
Good God.
The Wolfpack's a lot bigger.
Right,
You know,
yep.
so you can add
Fair.
in, you know, multiple people holding.
Yeah. Yep. Froggy says 7 months. Good God, yeah, 7 months. And if you think that's impressive, Froggy, back then we were doing about 5 to 6 shows a week.
And you can bet these
Right?
superstars will be looking to kick the new year
We didn't get to episode 436 because we did 2 to 3 shows a week. We were doing like 6, sometimes 7 shows a week back then. And they would defend, like, probably they were defending those titles twice a week. I've always had a limit on how much I would let champions defend their titles. Like, even now, the way things are now, let's say the WCW World Champion, they're only going to defend
7
twice in a
shows.
month.
Good God.
Once on a regular show and then once out at one of the stream previews, right?
Well,
Representing the NWO Wolfpack from Los Angeles, California.
And here comes Marshall Omega.
261 pounds.
One half of the most feared tag teams in professional wrestling today.
Tag Team Wrestling Champions. The Omega.
Team Night the Undying.
Marshall Omega.
The champ comes into his title defense incredibly competent, Corey.
And with good reason, Cole. When you're the
Marshall
champ, you
Omega
don't have to
himself
worry
has been
about
around a
winning. You
long
just have
time.
to
I'm
make
trying to
sure
remember
you
if he was in
don't lose.
1.0.
That is the champion's advantage.
Was he part of 1.0? Do you remember?
Well, guys, I'd say now is a good
I feel
time
like
to
he might have been, at least near the
might have
latter.
been.
New year.
yeah, if not the very early 2.0.
One of these
Yeah,
competitors, though,
very early, yeah.
there's gonna be nothing happy about how this year will start out.
Yeah, and I've got to work another year.
I mean, if we were on Twitch, I would check because I could put it in the chat, but as it is, we are not. Froggy says 7 shows? Good God. Yeah, sometimes.
yeah.
Sometimes. But, you know, there's a thing called overexposure. And not to mention, man, did I ever burn myself out. There, and Glenola will remember this, no problem at all, but there was literally a show that I still to this day don't even remember.
Yeah.
I
That
was
strange.
Yeah, I don't know how I got through that show, but I was exhausted, tired from work and many other things. I had no business going live at all. I should have postponed my show. It was the last time I ever pulled something like that either, but yeah, I to this day don't have a clue what happened on the show, what was said. I had to go back and watch the VOD to see anything. And I was talking coherently, etc. I mean, I might have been just a tad high-strung, but I don't know how. I don't remember any of
Yeah,
it.
if I recall, we didn't notice anything wrong.
No.
I
don't think anybody did at the time, no. But and I remember as soon as that show was finished, I just crashed. DC says, I think I remember that show, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure there was a couple of strange happenings throughout the show, but
yeah, that part I don't remember. You know, I just
look
remember
at the size of War the Machine. What a
Then
beast!
I don't remember it.
That is one giant human being.
Uh-huh.
Look at the chest and the biceps on that man. I mean, what has he been eating? We're going to eventually find out there's suddenly a shortage of horses in North America. He's decided to start eating horse meat.
Nah, he just eats about a quarter of a cow a day.
Well, horse meat's so high in protein, you can actually start to gain muscle by eating horse meat. It's that high in protein, like if you're working out or whatever.
American kids don't eat Mr. Ed.
We don't eat Mr. Ed. Poindexter's next cosplay. Yeah, that's... Oh my God. Wardex. Could you imagine Wardex?
Oh, man.
Well, that's better than what Glenola keeps putting out there. He keeps putting out that he's going to show up as Archer Dex, and that is just disgustingly ghastly. Punishment Gaming says that is the raw meat diet right there. Yeah, horse meat, you can. If you're a bodybuilder and or like an athlete and looking to put on some muscle mass, horse meat will help you do that almost like you're taking steroids. Problem is, I believe horse meat also releases certain chemicals in your body that you can actually fail certain tests.
It's possible.
Because I believe it just increases your testosterone level or whatever too much or something like that. I know Alistair Overeem in both kickboxing and in MMA, he had a real problem with his horse meat diet. Now he at one point, I don't know if he ever admitted it or not, but there's no way at one point he wasn't doing something. You know, whether it was legal or not, I believe at one point he got popped for something, so it wasn't always legal, but... You know, now mind you, they're all taking something, right? Whether it's a legal version of, but I mean, if it's all performance enhancing, it doesn't matter if it's legal or illegal. It's all performance enhancing. It's on perspective on how that works, right? But
But no, there's a movie called Rock and Roll High School Forever, and the school's got a bunch of horse meat in the freezer, and this guy's great. French love it. American kids don't eat Mr. Ed.
I think I've never heard of that movie before.
Oh, it's a Corey Feldman movie.
Oh, yeah?
And it starts off, to tell you how great the movie this is going to be, okay, if you have a video, you have your standard FBI warning, you know, about distribution. And then it has another warning. The practical jokes in this movie are performed by professionals. Do not attempt them in your school, as they result in detention hall for life.
Jesus.
They open up the movie by blowing out all the plumbing in the school.
Good God.
Yeah, it's a hilarious movie.
Yeah, no, I've never heard of it.
Well, I think we might have to do a movie night if I can find my copy of it.
Movie night on Discord. That is not funny, Froggy. Not funny at all. Now, Wardex would be funny. Both because it'd be funny to see him dressed as War the Machine, but also, I mean, I wonder how War the Machine himself would handle the mockery.
That's just it. If it was Dex, I don't think he'd see it as a mockery. You got to remember, he's one that trained Dex.
So you think he'd think it was more flattery?
You know.
Which is even weirder to think War the Machine would be flattered about anything. Other than seeing somebody's face broken or something to that effect, you know.
How much of that is Poindexter done?
Yeah. Oh! Oh, Jesus, Christian Hart catapulted himself over that top rope with a diving elbow, completely missed the mark. That did not look like it felt very good. Look at the strength of War of the Machine. Had William Regal hoisted way above his head. Military press just drops him right on his face. You know, we forget how big Adam Colossus is, too. One half of Demolition. He's a big man himself.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, Christian Hart just got eliminated by Adam Colossus. No way. Did not see that one coming. Got MJF over here working on Bret Hart. What did I tell you? What did I say at the beginning? I said the Demolition and the Hart Foundation would become obsessed with one another. Adam Colossus has already eliminated Christian Hart. And now he's working on Bret Hart with MJF. Wow, what a match. So anyways, what was your second list you were talking about? What? Don't tell me it's another Alex Pereira match, because, or what was his name? Sergio Pereira. Because there's no way he has two good lists in a row. No way.
This next one is Wesley Roche.
Wesley Roche.
R-O-E-S-C-H.
Okay, yep.
This is coming from Wrestling8.com. August 10th, 2022. Wrestlers with unexpected post-wrestling careers.
Interesting. It's always fun to find out what they have going outside the ring, as well as, you know what I mean?
And some of these
business
are
ventures.
surprising. You got Midian.
Froggy says, was Christian Hart the first elimination? Yeah, he was, yeah.
Once a satanic disciple of the Undertaker's Ministry of Darkness, Midian is now a discipline. Oh man, Midian is now a disciplined in the art of cooking. It's already starting off with a great job.
That's pretty damn funny. I mean, don't get me wrong, there is nothing wrong with being a chef, but who would expect that?
Well, not just that, but what I'm laughing about is the editing. Is now a disciplined.
Yeah, okay, gotcha, yeah.
In the art of cooking.
Gotcha. The way they worded it was ghastly. Wow. William Regal has been eliminated again by Adam Colossus. Adam Colossus is on an elimination kick. I mean, he is on a roll. War of the Machine taking his aggressions in here on Johnny Braddock. Wow, there goes Bret Hart. Marshall Omega just eliminated Bret Hart. Good God, it is down to Demolition versus the Wolfpack. And there goes Johnny Braddock. It is down to the Wolfpack versus Adam Colossus. Man, this match is just a ripping. Wow. We went from 5 people still being in this match up to 3, just like that. And poor Adam Colossus, he is all by himself. Oh, nice evasion, but War of the Machine right there. Marshall Omega, he just wanted the piece. Look at War of the Machine's confused. He's like, why'd you do that?
He's in there with 2 of the 4 horsemen.
That is not a good position. As big and as good of a wrestler as Adam Colossus is, that is not a good situation for him right now. He's in a bad way right now. Look at this. Wow. Deadlift military press by War of the Machine. Adam Colossus, ladies and gentlemen, 300 pounds. 300 pounds. He's well over 6 foot tall. Crazy. Jesus Christ, he just about kicked War of the Machine right in the back. Omega better be careful, he might be on a shit list of his own partner. That is it, that is all. He knocked him out. Knocked him out with a spine buster. Just about put him right through the canvas. Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, and still YTD Academy Tag Team Wrestling Champions from Team Glenola and Team Night the Undying. which I still have to change the social to, by the way. I don't think I've changed it yet. I got to get on that. I got to get people that are supposed to be in charge of these kinds of things into high gear. It's just crazy.
I love how the ref just like, I'm out of here.
I know, just takes right off. He's like, fuck that, you can have your belts. I'm done. But ladies and gentlemen, War the Machine and the Omega, Marshall Omega, they are the Wolfpack, or Granola?
The Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
The Horsemen of the Apocalypse. All right. Big win for Team Granola and Team Knight the Undying. Congratulations, guys. Big win. Nice title defense, too. God damn, that was impressive.
Oh, yeah.
That was impressive. All right, let's go. Next match of the night. Yeah, this is good. There it is. The next iteration of Poindexter. It is Ameridex. Captain Ameridex taking on Tony Stone and the reigning defending YTD Academy European Wrestling Champion, Drew McIntyre. It is a triple threat. It is actually a tornado trap. So once they enter the squared circle, the only way to leave is by eliminating both of your opponents. European Championship on the line. Who do you guys think is walking in with the title? Is it going to be Captain Ameridex? Is it going to be Tony Stone, who's in? He's all painted up. He is ready for war, ready for battle. He's got the war paint rocking and rolling. Or the Scottish superstar, Drew McIntyre, the reigning defending champion. What do you think, Lanola?
Ameridex.
Punisher says, what is next for Poindexter? You think Ameridex is going to get her? I think it's going to be either Stone or Captain Ameridex. That's what I think. I think Drew McIntyre, he's a formidable superstar and champion, but I don't think he's got what it takes to take out both Tony Stone and Captain Ameridex.
No, I don't either.
No. But let's find out, ladies and gentlemen. Tornado Trap for the YTD European Wrestling Championship. Captain Ameridex, Tony Stone, and the reigning defending champion, Drew McIntyre.
I kind of like Froggy's say,
Let's
Professor
go.
America.
Professor America. All right, let's go. All right, back to you, Glenola.
All right, so up next on the list is Steve Blackman.
Steve Blackman. I mean, he had the charisma of being a love child of Lance Storm, but I got to tell you, when it came to the hardcore and the extreme style wrestling, he was pretty impressive. Great shape.
He had more charisma. He actually had some charisma.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know why I'm always so hard on Steve Blackman when it comes to that thing, but I just feel he didn't. I mean, I think if he had more of a persona, like he just didn't have really any personality.
No,
you know what I mean?
He didn't have that persona. He just kind of went out there and took care of business.
Yeah, I think if he was able to have developed something, he just, I don't know, he just needed to be repackaged. He needed to have somebody behind him, and he just didn't have that, I guess, is the problem. But I mean, that guy had potential to be great, I think.
Yeah. You know. But it's like they say here, he quickly made a name for himself as a martial arts badass. Nicknamed the Lethal Weapon, Blackman was known for his quick strikes, no-nonsense attitude, and creative uses of various weapons.
Oh yeah, I like this.
I was just going to say, he did love his weapons.
Especially that kendo stick.
So good with the Cali stick, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He won the Hardcore Championship 6 times during his short career.
From Boston, Massachusetts.
I do like this. He also boasted one of the best theme songs during the 90s.
The Professor.
And I'll agree, I loved his theme.
Still smashing the guitar XD.
God, look at what the screen beholds. Captain Ameridex. I mean, good grief. What in the holy hell could possibly happen next? And yes, I did say holy hell.
During his post-wrestling career, it's no surprise Blackman opened a martial arts school where he taught wrestling and jiu-jitsu. I'm actually a little surprised that it was jiu-jitsu. I thought his was more of a striking Or
Yeah,
I
it
thought
was
more like a Taekwondo or
Kempo,
something
I
like
thought.
that.
I actually thought it was, yeah.
Well, that was the thing. I think though a lot of that came from that movie, The Perfect Weapon.
With Jeff Speakman.
Speakman, yeah. I was just trying to think.
He was a very good martial artist.
Oh yes, I love his. I watched a couple of his movies and I love him. But I think people got Speakman and Blackman confused. I know I did a few times. You know, I thought that was.
I could see that.
Was wrestling. So I think that's where that Kempo comes in, is that people think of Speakman with the perfect weapon, you know, so the lethal weapon, you know. But
he says Captain Ameridex, the first annoyer.
His latest career move, he's now a bail bondsman.
Really?
Yeah. Blackman bail bonds.
I mean,
and introducing the champion.
It's steady work for him.
Scotland.
Yeah.
Weighing in at 254 pounds. He is
I like Paul Burchell's.
European wrestling champion.
Originally a henchman for William Regal in WWE. Underwent a quick gimmick change in 2006. You know, became the Pirate. Surprisingly defeated Regal with a creative and slightly confused finishing. With a creative and slightly confusing finishing finisher.
Way to trip over that tongue, buddy. that was awesome.
A finishing finisher. Doesn't the finisher usually finish things?
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I'm not disagreeing. I was very amused by your. I mean, he was almost like you took verbal lessons from Soul Embers. Right, Soul?
This article is creative and confusing. Laugh.
So, where's Burchell? Real name Paul Burchell. Birchall. So really, all they did is swap the or put the I and put a U in instead of the A.
Froggy says my suplex submission is the finishing finisher. That is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in commentary before. The B team really is the B team for a purpose, that's for sure.
DDT for a kick out.
DDT for a kick out. Suplex submission. I mean, don't get me wrong. There is a suplex, you know, that transitions into a submission, but yeah, no, there's no suplex submission. Of course, you happen to have a full Nelson locked in, and you deliver a suplex with that full Nelson and keep it locked in. I suppose that technically could be considered a suplex submission. But it's more likely you might be knocked out if you were already in a suplex and then suplex. I mean, in the full Nelson and then suplex. That's what I always thought. The full Nelson suplex, I always thought that should have been a finishing move. Because first of all, you're wearing them out and potentially knocking them out with that. With the submission hold to begin with, the full Nelson, then you're suplexing them onto the back of their neck. I mean, or even if you do, there was a full Nelson bomb. Either one of those, I say that's a finisher. Both of those things.
Well, could you imagine Taz using that along with the Taz mission?
The suplex I mean, he was they call Brock Lesnar the suplex machine, but Taz was the original suplex machine.
Human suplex machine, yes. But Paul Burchell is now a firefighter.
And he releases the hold.
Punishment Gaming says, someone fire Cole. And Froggy says, I'd happily serve Cole those papers.
But Burchell's also worked as a paramedic and emergency room nurse. He's also working on his master's degree with a hope to become a nurse practitioner. That was as of 2017.
Interesting.
So, you know, he's really out there trying to help people.
The challenger not looking good right now. I'm just surprised that this triple threat match is still going on, Cole.
Medusa, Alondra Blaze. Is a, monster, she drives a monster truck. Nickname, or
That is a monster truck. Now that is badass.
Yeah.
That is badass.
She uses the trademark Medusa name, for her truck.
Yeah. Interesting. Maybe not as interesting as, Midian Venus. Wow, Captain Ameridex just tapped out. He's been eliminated. It is down to Tony Stone and Drew McIntyre, folks. What is going on? These matches just keep getting quicker and quicker.
Yeah.
Like, my God, did you expect that tag team match would end that quickly even? I mean, that was insane. I mean, they are not pulling any punches. They're not wasting any time. They are just going to battle and getting the job done late in this card.
This is just flat-out punishment. McIntyre gets
Nice reversal by Stone. Ooh, big elbow to the face. Went for a jumping roundhouse, but McIntyre with a beautiful block there.
Rick Steiner is a real estate broker in Atlanta.
I think I knew that.
And also a board member for the Cherokee County Board of Education.
I believe
Which
the
I remember when that.
The Undertaker too gets into real estate.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, because at one point I know he had leased Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie property when they were shooting the film Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Yeah.
But I remember when he ran for the Board of Education the first time, there was a big controversy because he used Rick Steiner rather than Robert Wright Steiner. They tried to say he couldn't run because he's using a fake name.
Right, yeah. McIntyre's got a crossface locked in tight here, but Tony Stone fighting it off. Grabs the rope, got the rope break.
Okay. Val Venus.
What does he own? A porn film company?
No. He works as a bud tender at a dispensary in Arizona for medical marijuana.
Like, does he own it, or he actually works there?
That's what I was trying to see.
Yeah.
It looks like it just says he works there.
Wow. But, I mean, I guess if he played his cards right, he probably saved some money. Maybe that's all he needs to do.
Yeah.
Something he enjoys, perhaps.
Knows, the next one. Kane is mayor of Knox County, Tennessee.
Yeah, is he still?
Last I knew.
Yeah, okay. No, I just wasn't sure. I didn't know if he was still mayor, like if they had elections and he lost or didn't rerun or what, maybe. I don't know.
We'll just double check that.
Oh, look at this. Half camel clutch, and he taps out Drew McIntyre. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is all. We've got a new champion. The winner of the match, Tony Stone from Team YT Shadows, is your victor and new YTD Academy European Wrestling Champion. And that too was a great match. And again, that match was very high octane, very fast paced.
It does look like he is still mayor.
He is still mayor, okay. Wow, congratulations to YT Shadows and of course Tony Stone, big win, and the new YTD Academy European Wrestling Champion. Fantastic.
At least if they're lucky.
Oh, come on, Corey. Don't be such a party.
All right. Onward we go, Glenola. And here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the co-main event of the evening for the YTD Submission Wrestling Championship. It is a 6-man sub-eliminator matchup. And we've got, of course, the Nature Boy, Nature Rick. Woo! The Wolfman, Alan Severn from Team Glenola. We've got GGP, Greek God, Papadon. The man called Drek. The reigning defending champion, the Judge. And, of course, from Team Joe Link, representing Phenomenal Soul,
Nature Rick la la la
the
la
Phenom, Joe Lincoln in action. All right, Glenola, what do you think? I know the Wolfman is in the matchup, but if it's not the Wolfman, does the Judge retain? Does he have what it takes? I mean, he has never faced the likes of the...
No, and I'm gonna go with GGP if the Wolfman does not retain or
Okay.
does not win.
Yeah, I was kind of leaning that way. I think, though, I don't think the Judge... Not in this... I mean, this is a very high-profile matchup. He's never faced the likes of these beasts before. No offense to the Judge. I don't think he's going to retain. I mean, if he does, good for him. I mean, I will be the first to be stand corrected. But I think either Joe Lincoln or I think Alan Severn wins this match. That's who I'm rolling with. All of these guys, former champions, looking to dethrone the current YTD pure submission wrestling champion. All right, let's find out who it's going to be. Here we go. Is it going to be Nature Rick, the Wolfman, GGP, the man called Drek, the Phenom, Joe Lincoln, or the reigning defending champion, the Judge? Let's find out. Let's go. And I'm going to be a moment. I have to redirect a tiny little body to the correct location for this time of day. So
Alrighty.
I'll be right back. Oh boy, here we go. I'll be right back.
Alright. So up next on the list we have Jimmy Wayne Yang. And he actually runs a let's see, it's the Jimmy's Redneck Party Bus, where customers can enjoy the sights of Cincinnati while drinking with their buddies and partying like a redneck.
Introducing the challenger from Brooklyn, New York, weighing in at 200.
Oh man, I kind of got a kick out of Jimmy Wayne Yang. I enjoyed him.
It's a big-time opportunity, Byron.
Sean Stasiak.
You're right, Michael. And judging from the response on social media heading into this match, we're likely to see a
Currently works as a motivational speaker, where he dresses up as a character named Phobia and talks to school children about facing fears and bullying. He's also a successful chiropractor.
A little off topic here, but with the new year, Corey, have you made any resolutions?
See, up next we got Michael Tarver.
Perfect the way I am, Cole, but I sure as heck hope that Saxton made a resolution.
He was one of the original 8 members of the Nexus. Okay, you know, I don't really remember him, but he's currently a Christian rapper, goes by the name Monster Tarver. Have to look that up.
From St. Louis, Missouri,
Has his own YouTube channel where he releases freestyles and battle raps. And he signed with record labels Got Over Money and Minutes Movement Records.
And I don't remember the last time the champ
I'm
was
gonna have
in
to look
this
into
much
that.
jeopardy, Cole. Tonight might just be the night the title changes hands.
Up next, we got Muhammad Hassan. Not a fan, personally.
And you can bet these superstars.
But he is now a middle school.
No way to understate just how important it is to go into the new year with momentum on your side.
Junior high school. Now this next one is kind of comical, but Gene Snitsky. Yeah, it's not my fault. But he let's see, currently runs a store in Pennsylvania called Priority One Surplus, which sells outdoor equipment and military supplies. He also starred in the 2019 horror movie 100 Acres of Hell. and worked as a pitchman for the Power Pressure Cooker XL. By dressing up in a turkey suit and cooking under the moniker the Turkey Dude. Seems silly, but the big guy has whipped up some tasty-looking dishes.
Well, guys, I'd say now is as good as time as any.
And the last one on this list is Christopher Nowinski.
I like that attitude, Michael. Unfortunately, for one of these competitors,
he co-founded the Concussion Legacy Foundation and has also served as co-director of the Boston University Center for the Study of Traumatic Encephalopathy. So basically, he's researching head injuries and that, and you know, he's had quite a few concussions on his own from his time in WWE. So that's that list.
From New Orleans, Louisiana, weighing in at 312 pounds, he is the Internet's pure wrestling champion, the Judge.
The champ comes into his title defense incredibly confident, Corey.
And with good reason, Cole. When you're the champ, you don't have to worry about winning. You just have to make sure you don't lose. That is the champion's advantage.
I have returned. That wasn't as painful as I thought it might be. Good. Problem solved. Host with the most returned. And the Judge, the reigning defending pure submission wrestling champion, has entered the squared circle, and he is a beast of a man. Again, I wasn't implying he wasn't a talented superstar. As a matter of fact, he's had nothing but pure success since inking a contract, but I just don't think he gets the job done tonight, Glenn. I don't know.
I don't either.
Maybe I'm overlooking, or I don't know, underappreciating the talent. It is. Expect the unexpected. Expect.
Really know.
Yep. No, you don't. That is absolutely correct.
I mean, people may even become champions for one match.
That happens. It has happened.
People they win matches they're not even a part of.
That has definitely happened. War the Machine. Being declared champion, even being given a title belt for a match.
War the Machine coming
out. I mean, you will not find it in any record books, right? You won't find it in any record books, but that did happen.
It should count. I mean, they announced him as the champion.
They did. And I mean, congratulations to the announce team, by the way. I mean, that was epic. I mean, good for you guys. Shout out to the announce team. I mean, if we could do shout outs, we of course can't, unfortunately, as of yet. Nature Rick has made his way to the squared circle. That still makes me laugh to this day. Nature Rick.
Blind dogs.
Oh my god. The funniest response ever to a joke. Not correlated in any way, shape, or form, but somehow he comes up because he had a blind dog. Boss Apollo. Shout out to Boss Apollo, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, he's spot on with his comments sometimes. That's not funny, Froggy. That is not funny.
Archer, you missed Jimmy Wayne Yang. He owns a party bus. Jimmy's Redneck Party Bus.
Jimmy's Redneck Party Bus.
Sean Stasiak is a motivational speaker and chiropractor.
Sorry.
Michael Tarver is a Christian rapper. Muhammad Hassan is a junior high school principal. And Snitsky runs a store, a military surplus store. He appeared in the movie 100 Acres of Hell.
100 Acres of Hell.
He worked as a pitchman for the Power Pressure Cooker XL by dressing up in a turkey suit and cooking under the moniker the Turkey Dude.
Wow. Froggy says, you keep giving Poindexter shit while this guy's doing Bishop Went Too Far Back in Time cosplay. And then he says, I'm going for Nature Rick. I'm thinking about Blind Dog and I'm betting on. Sorry, tacos again. Oh my God. Only Froggy. Froggy, stop that. Seriously, that's the second time. You really have been eating tacos.
Christopher Nowinski's working in concussion research and such.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was pretty well known.
Look at Drek. Look at this Drek going right after Nature Rick. I mean, I'll be honest, that would not be my first choice as a target in the submission wrestling match. Would you? Would you?
Actually, I would probably want Rick Flair out of there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But let somebody else do that shit. You know what I mean?
True. Protect the McNuggets.
I mean, it is survival of the fittest. I'm not going after Nature Rick first. Why do I keep calling him Nature Rick? Good God.
That was just too funny.
Is Life still here? Did Life make it? Or did she venture off to the land of sawing logs? Because, I mean, next is Kyle Riley getting his due against Mitchell Vaughn in the best 2 out of 3 falls match in the main event of the evening. It's going to be a fantastic match. And, of course, Kyle Riley debuting a new look tonight. Great show it's been so far. I'm actually excited for tomorrow night's second episode of Wrestle Wars 2. It's going to be a fantastic evening. Oh! Big elbow to the face by GGP. GGP actually a part of the Wolfpack. So that just goes to prove what Gololo was talking about earlier. The Wolfpack, no problem battling one another. Because one of the things that are rumored to be happening in the future is putting the Wolfpack themselves to a test in a battle amongst all Wolfpack members. That's true, Glenola?
Yeah, there is a couple matches being considered. One is a one-on-one match between the Wolfman and the newest member of the Four Horsemen. There is also overall just battle royale, basically. All the Wolfpack members.
Sounds
and
epic.
They're thinking about having all the Wolfpack ladies face off in a match.
Ooh, interesting.
You know, that hasn't been fully decided, but definitely in the cards.
I mean, that sounds like a good time to me.
Yeah, just it would be completely for fun. There would be no titles, anything like that. It would just be
pure competitive nature amongst the Wolfpack members.
Yeah.
They're pulling the Bluewood boys, so to speak.
That's one thing I always respected about the Bluewood boys.
Yeah, I mean, what a crazy bunch they were. What a crazy bunch.
Oh yeah,
I mean, you had the Rocker David Valentine, you had Cowboy Mason Blaze, and of course the great Joshua Dabbs. And I'll tell you, when they got bored, yeah, I mean, if you were their opponents, they were whooping your ass and they got bored, they would literally start beating the shit out of themselves within that same match when they're on the same team. You know, some crazy things transpired with the Bluewood boys. Another great tag team in history. Never won the World Tag titles, though. They won singles championships, never got the gold in tag team competition. I don't think. I'd have to go back. I don't think they did. No, singles competition. Now, mind you, they were titles that don't exist anymore. Joshua Dabbs never won the world title, and neither did either of the other two members.
That part surprises me, too.
Dabs had won the United States Championship in its original iteration. Of course, it was the second iteration of the U.S. title that became the now the World Unified Television Championship. But so yeah, he won that one. He won the Hardcore Championship.
But you're right, I don't see him listed.
Nope.
The tag titles.
And I believe Joe Lincoln has just been tapped out by Nature Rick. I did it again. I called him Nature Rick again. Boss Apollo, I hate you right now. Just letting you know, throwing that out there. How dare you put that name in my head? So Joe Lincoln eliminated from the match. We are down to 5 competitors. A man called Rick going to work on Nature Rick. Did it again. Good God. Oh, I can't stop saying it now. It's like as fluent as it is for you to say BM Punk.
Yeah, Cole, and now's the time you need to slap a submission on your opponent before they get one on you.
The first fight's intentional.
Yeah, right. Yours is purely intentional.
Look at this. Trying to shatter the ankle. The sailing the joints of the leg.
I do have a joke if you guys want one.
Ooh, joke time. Let's go.
Sorry. Upon arriving home, a husband was met at the door by his sobbing wife. Cheerfully, she explained, "It's the pharmacist. He says he insulted me terribly this morning on the phone." Immediately, the husband drove downtown to confront the pharmacist and demand an apology. Before he could say more than a few words, the druggist told him, "Now, just a minute. Let me explain my side of this. This morning, the alarm failed to go off, so I was late getting up. I went without breakfast and hurried out to the car just to realize I locked the house with both house and car keys inside. I had to break the window to get my keys. Then, driving a little fast, I got a speeding ticket. Later, about 3 blocks from the store, I had a flat tire. I get to the store, there's a bunch of people waiting for me to open up. I open and start waiting on these people, and all the time, the darn phone is ringing off the hook. Then, I had to break a roll of nickels against the cash register drawer to make change, and they spilled all over the floor. I got down on my hands and knees to pick up the nickels, the phone's still ringing. When I came up, I cracked my head on the bottom of the open cash drawer, which made me stagger back and use a showcase with a bunch of perfume bottles on it. All of them hit the floor and broke. Meanwhile, that damn phone's still ringing with no load. I finally got to answer it. It was your wife. She wanted to know how to use a rectal thermometer, and honest mister, all I did was tell her.
Oh my God. Oh, that was a good one. I will give you credit there. That was actually pretty good.
Emoji rolling on the floor laughing. Emoji rolling on the
DC says, "I need a dog." That is random. DC, why do you need a dog? I mean, you're part of the Wolfpack. You have a lot of dogs. Technically speaking.
Like a good story before a punchline.
DC, Froggy says, "Love a good story before a punchline." Well, he's got lots of those jokes.
There's a couple dogs for you, DC.
Emoji Peter, emoji service dog, emoji
I mean, just ask him one of his Johnny jokes.
Emoji dog face.
I mean, how many of those jokes you got going on?
A few.
A few. Would you guys like to hear a Johnny joke? Would you like to hear Glenola tell a Johnny joke? By the way, Glenola is going to be streaming tomorrow night, so make sure everybody tunes in and watches as he delivers some great content over at the Glenolaverse.
Come join the Glenalians.
The Glenalians are savage little bastards, and I mean, I don't think that is good names to be offering your troops, your followers, your mass. I mean, who wants to have a bunch of little bastards in your chat room all the time? Savage creatures.
Now, here we go. I got a Johnny joke for y'all.
Here we go, Johnny
Now,
joke
you guys
time.
gotta remember, Johnny's just a little bastard.
He is a little bastard.
During class, a teacher is trying to teach good manners, so she asked students, if you were on a date having supper with a nice young lady, how would you tell her that you have to go to the bathroom? Michael? Just a minute, I have to go pee. Teacher's like, that would be rude and impolite. What about you, Peter? How would you say it? Peter says, I'm sorry, but I really need to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Teacher, that's better, but it's still not very nice to say the word bathroom at the dinner table. You, Johnny, are you able to use your intelligence for once and show us your good manners? Johnny says, I would say, darling, may I please be excused for a moment? I have to shake hands with a very dear friend of mine, who I hope you'll get to meet after supper. The teacher fainted.
Jesus Christ. Wow. All right. There you go, DC, a Johnny joke. One of many in his repertoire of Johnny jokes. It's funny how many Johnny jokes there are, though. It's like, why? Why Johnny? Why is there so many Johnny jokes?
Experience little Johnny. Let me just double check if it's still there. But there is a little Johnny animated movie. And it was on YouTube.
A little Johnny movie.
Yes.
Oh, the champion just tapped out, ladies and gentlemen. We are guaranteed a brand new pure submission wrestling champion. I told you, as formidable as he is, and he did defend the title once, but I knew it wasn't going to happen for him here tonight. Ooh, big choke slam by Severn. Good God.
Yeah. It's an hour and 18 minutes of basically just a bunch of little Johnny jokes animated.
New champ gonna happen.
Froggy says, frick, new champ gonna happen. You betcha. Now look at Alan Severn with those hook. He is fish hooking, but the referee can't see it. He fish hooked the hell out of GGP there. Tapped him out, though. Wait, are we down to 2? Are we down? Is there somebody else outside the ring? Are we down to 2? Is it the man called Drek versus Alan Severn right now? The WCW World Champion versus the former WCW World Champion. Oh, Drek. Awful timing for showboating, but he seems to be holding his own here, though. Look at this. Wow, nice. Half suplex slam. Or, sorry, half Nelson slam. Good God, I'm talking like Michael Cole now. It was a half suplex slam. Woo! Half suplex slam, baby. Wow, Drek tapped out Severn. No, there's Ric Flair. Look at that. Ric Flair coming out of nowhere.
I thought Flair was tapped out earlier.
I thought Flair tapped out, too. He may not have tapped out, but he is now busted wide open.
I farted on the elevator earlier today. It was wrong on so many levels.
Indeed. And stinky on so many levels. Epic stink.
I thought so too.
Look at Flair sizing up Drek here. He's got that one-legged camel clutch. And he taps him out. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is all. The winner of the match and new YTD Academy Submission Wrestling Champion, Nature Boy Ric Flair, is the new champion. Congratulations to Nature Rick. Wow. Another surprise for the evening. I figured Joe Lincoln actually would have done a little bit better in this matchup than he was capable of, but mind you, he had almost everybody in there gunning for him at one point or another. But what a battle. And new submission wrestling champion, the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Congratulations to the new champion. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are on to the main event of the evening, and look at this. It is the long-time reigning Pure Wrestling Champion Kyle Riley challenging the YTD Academy Grand Prix Wrestling Champion Fat Lad Mitchell Vaughn. Best 2 out of 3 falls. That is your main event of the evening for YTD Academy, the third of 3 of our Season 3 premiere shows. And, of course, tomorrow night we'll be live over at the land of Twitch TV for the second episode of 2023 for the Archivers Wrestle Wars. It is going to be a great evening, so make sure you tune in. But, Glenola, Kyle Riley or Fat Lad Mitchell Vaughn? And I know this is a tough one before you say it, because both were almost the kings of the ring in 2022. If you take a look of what transpired over especially the last 4, 5, 6 months of 2022, Riley and Mitchell Vaughn were brought up more times than probably any other superstars you could think of, whether they were holding titles or they were just in main event matches. I mean, they were absolutely sensational in 2022. But what do you think?
The Pestilence, Kyle Riley.
The Pestilence, not even Psychosis anymore. He's the Pestilence now. I kind of like that. I am actually going to go with Kyle Riley here, too. Big Fat Lad Mitchell Vaughn fan. Big fan of, even though they are the OG invaders of the Archiverse, Team Dogface. They are Weapons of Mass Destruction are a formidable faction, let me tell you. But I'm going to go with Kyle Riley here. I say he becomes a double champion. He's the Pure Wrestling Champion. He's about to become the YTD Academy Grand Prix Wrestling Champion, upsetting Fat Lad Mitchell Vaughn. But let's find out. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Main event of the evening.
The
YTD Academy Grand Prix Wrestling Championship on the line. Best 2 out of 3 falls. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh, there's still the Psychosis, but yeah, that's the third horseman, isn't it? Pestilence.
True, and I had forgotten, actually, that he had actually become a Wolfpack member. So there's that.
So boys say Kyle and chat says Fat Lad.
And here he comes. The long-time reigning, well over 2 months as champion, holding that Pure Wrestling Championship. From Team Life is Great, Psychosis, now Pestilence, Kyle Riley.
177 pounds, Kyle Psychosis.
He's so fancy, relax.
He's so fancy, Froggy says.
Match coming up, and a huge opportunity for the champ to prove to everyone that there truly is none better in all of WWE right now.
Kyle Riley, no stranger to the main event scene. He sure does love that Pure Wrestling Championship, though. He holds that in almost as high regards as he has never even challenged for any other championship. He just wants that championship belt. He loves it. I think he likes the fact that it's a stepping stone, technically, right? It's a mid-card championship. It's used to, as a stepping stone most often than not, or usually when he doesn't hold it anyways, to another major championship. I think he likes being that gatekeeper. He wants to see who can finally dethrone him. So far, nobody's been able to do so. Not in over 2 months. And here he comes from Team Dogface, the reigning, defending undisputed YTD Academy Grand Prix Wrestling Champion, Fat Lad Mitchell Vaughn, the leader of the Weapons of Mass Destruction.
He is the Internet Grand Prix Wrestling Champion.
It is showtime and go time. Remember, tomorrow night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the second episode of 2023 for the Archivers Wrestle Wars. It's going to be a great evening, great wrestling action. We are officially on the road to the next stream per view, and the first of 2023. WCW Slamboree is next, ladies and gentlemen. And also, by the way, the first WCW stream preview with the Wolfpack in charge. Don't forget that. Also, don't forget, this is the last time you'll see YTD Academy as is. The building is getting a bit of an overhaul. A fresh new look for 2023, much like Wrestle Wars and Starrcade got. It is time for YTD Academy to get a little touch of love. It's given us some great moments in 2022, and it's going to give us more great moments in 2023, so it's time for a fresh new look for YTD Academy. Again, the championship belts for 2023 are already in place. They will not be changed until at least the end of the year if we decide to change any. I think they are the best championships we've ever seen. They are beautiful, prestigious, and for once I'm actually satisfied with all championships going on.
Wow.
I know, right?
It might actually last 6 months.
How dare you! How dare you! I said till the end of the year. Boo!
I'm being more realistic.
Boo! How dare you! That was ghastly. Man, Kyle Riley not wasting any time. He is taking it to Fat Lad Mitchell Vaughn here. Busted him open. Kyle Riley busted him open already. Holy shit. Yo! Oh, god damn, right onto the knees. Fat Lad got those knees up. Oh, and he stunned him. He stunned him. Oh. Never lean over your downed opponent. I mean, Fat Lad leans over and gets kicked right in the face. Oh, that was a... They are really... The struggle for control is real in this matchup. They are just blow for blow taking it to each other here. Good God, this is going to be a violent, fast-paced matchup. Look at the barrage of strikes here from Fat Lad. Oh, he's coming back. Kyle Riley returning the favor. Whips Fat Lad hard to the corner. Good God, attacking that inside leg, the hamstring of Fat Lad Mitchell Vaughn, who's limping a little bit there now. Oh, and another stunner. Holy shit, that is 2 he's taken already. Kyle Riley has taken 2 stunners. Wow, evades the springboard leg drop. What a match already. Can you believe this?
This is an awesome match.
And it just barely got underway not long ago. They have done more in 2 minutes than some of the matches tonight did in 20. Whoa. A ripcord suplex by Fat Lad Mitchell Vaughn. Beautifully executed. Wow, missile drop kick there from the second turnbuckle. Riley down. Wow, 1 count only though.
He should have known that wasn't enough.
The champion could only get a 1 count on the champion. They are both champions. Fataxia. Riley down again. 2 count. He only got a 2 count. Look at that. He's busted open. Looks like he's bleeding from the bridge of his nose there going along. Look at the chops to the chest from Kyle Riley. Oh, vicious DDT. Just about put his head right through the canvas with that one. Riley going back upstairs. Air Riley. Wow. 630 senton. Comes crashing down on Fat Lad. Fat Lad gets the shoulder up at 2 though. 2 count only, guys. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Whoa. Riley going back upstairs. Oh, he met the knees. Met those knees again. He was going for another 630 senton, but Fat Lad made him pay for it. He caught the leg. Riley caught the leg here. Chop to the chest. Springboard. Oh, a bulldog off the rope. Damn. Fat Lad got right back to his feet, though. What a match this is. Now this is the main event, ladies and gentlemen. YTD Academy Live, episode 11. And episode number 436 for the Archivers is not disappointing in any way, shape, or form. Appreciate you all for being here tonight and everybody else that was in and out all night long. It's been a great evening. Great matches for the third of 3 of our Season 3 premiere shows. Another near fall. Riley kicks out at 2. Vaughn's got to be getting frustrated. Here we go again, another pinfall, and this time he gets it. It is 1-0 for the champion. Riley fighting back there. Look at this. Oh no! Elbows right to the temple. Wow. And again, retaliation immediately by Kyle Riley. Drop kicks Fat Lad right to the outside. Riley not giving him any time to recuperate, goes right after him. He's hunting him down. He wants to even the odds here. Oh, he missed the moonsault. Super kick to the midsection. Fataxia by Fat Lad Mitchell Vaughn. That might be it. That might be it. Riley in trouble. Wow, Riley kicked out. 2 count only. I thought it was over right there. I thought it was over right there, folks. Oh, Fat Lad with the Faton bomb. And that is it. That is all. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match from Team Dogface with a perfect score of 2-0 in the best 2 and 3 falls matchup. And still, YTD Academy Grand Prix Wrestling Champion, the leader of the Weapons of Mass Destruction, Fat Lad Mitchell Vaughn, is still your champion. Wow, what a night. What a night. Some surprises along the way, great in-ring action, great conversations with a bunch of great people. What more could you ask for, Glenola?
And thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight.
Absolutely, and
great night.
Absolutely. So it was people in and out all night, stopping by, say hello, check out the show. Some of them were just on their way to bed, getting home from work and tired out and couldn't stick around, but they still stopped by. They still said hello. They still watched some of the show. And then off, I mean, that's what it's all about. We have, again, we have one of the greatest communities in the Archerverse, and second to none, in my opinion. I mean, both on Twitch and YouTube, support is unwavering. It's fantastic. And, of course, we're going to continue to explode and grow this channel here on YouTube. But again, don't forget tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The second episode of 2023 for the Archerverse Wrestle Wars. It's going to be a fun evening. Great matches all night long. We'll see some championship matches. And, of course, we'll see some contendership matches, some faction wars. It is going to be a thrill ride. Episode 2 of 2023 for Wrestle Wars. But that is it. That is all for episode number 436. You guys, plain and simple, are just fucking awesome. Appreciate you. Before we end the night completely, though, I do have some fantastic news. I have some fantastic news. Glenola, you're going to love this. So one of our videos on YouTube actually got a copyright claim by WWE for content in the video that we utilizing a WWE video game. I'll just leave you with that to think about for the evening, and we'll bring this up again tomorrow night on episode number 237, episode number 2 of 2023 of the Archerverse Wrestle Wars. We'll talk about it again then. Think about it. Sleep on it. Think about that. I'll repeat it. I'll repeat it before we end the show. We got a copyright claim on YouTube for one of our videos. It was one of our older videos when we still had Raw is War. And so we got a copyright claim for using content in the video that we had utilized by using a WWE game. So I think that's pretty damn funny. But we'll talk about it tomorrow night. That is it. That is all. Episode number 436 is over. You don't have to go home, ladies and gentlemen, but you do have to get the fuck out. Goodbye. Thank you as always. You're awesome. Stay awesome. You're fucking legends. We'll see you tomorrow night. And, of course, don't forget some YTD Academy dark matches tomorrow during the afternoon. Stay tuned. Have a good night, guys.